Cotton balls. We're rolling.
All right. Well, if you're ready, we can start getting into this. All right, cool. All right, action. So this is my first interview, by the way. I've never interviewed anyone before, so
Okay.
sorry if it's a little weird or if I'm bad, but anyways, yes. All right. My name is Sully Holmes, and today I'm going to be talking with the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Gerald of the underground American rock band Killdozer. So, Michael, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
Awesome, cool. Enjoy. You live in LA, right?
I live in Los Angeles. I've
Cool,
just
awesome.
had my
Enjoying that
lunch.
nice weather, spring weather.
Mhm.
Very cool. All right. So yeah, why don't you start by telling me kind of like what your childhood was like and maybe some like early music that you started liking or bands that influenced you at a young age.
Yeah, okay. I grew up in Minnesota, west of
Cool.
Minneapolis, in Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Cool.
Um, my dad was a truck driver. My mother, a high school chemistry teacher. Just the two of them, me and my sister,
Cool.
and grew up like everybody else
Awesome.
in the 1970s.
Yeah.
I liked hard rock.
Cool.
I liked weed, and I liked malt
Yeah.
liquor.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Any particular bands that you really connected with or liked?
Well, I really liked Leonard Skinner.
That's cool.
Um, but I had bad taste when I met Dan Hobson
Mm-hmm.
of Killdozer in high school.
Yeah.
Our first we met, I think it might have been 11th grade.
Cool.
And our first date, so to speak, was we went to a Kansas concert.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Kansas. I
Yeah.
was in a band that we was like a school of rock band and we covered some of their stuff. So kind of hard to do, pretty hard to play
Yeah.
some of their stuff, but yeah.
A streaker
So
came out on stage during Carry On My Wayward Son,
oh yeah.
and the crew just turned on strobe lights. So
That's
there's
awesome.
just sort of this epileptic flashing light and
Cool. Naked guy
a
on
naked
stage.
man on stage.
Awesome. I'm sure that was a memorable show.
It was a very
Was it?
memorable show.
Yeah, was that like one of your first shows you went to?
No, prior to that, I'd gone to various shows,
Cool.
Fleetwood Mac,
Awesome.
Leonard Skinner,
Nice.
you know, the
Sweet, cool.
popular acts of the 1970s.
Yeah. How old were you during that when you were seeing those
Yeah,
bands?
the first show I ever saw was maybe 14 or 15.
Cool.
Saw
Awesome.
I saw Uriah Heep open up for Kiss.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, Uriah Heep was really good.
Awesome.
Kiss, by age 15, I was much too old to enjoy Kiss.
Yeah.
So we left.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Do you
But
know where you
yeah,
saw those bands?
my friend and I were the only people in the whole crowd, I think, that
Yeah.
weren't dropped off by our parents.
Yeah, you guys rather.
Because when we left,
Yeah.
just there were all these parents outside smoking while their 11-year-old boys
Listening
were
to Kiss.
enjoying Kiss.
That's crazy. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Do you remember where that would have been? Like
The St. Paul Civic Center.
in Paul Civic Center. Cool.
St. Paul,
Awesome.
Minnesota.
Nice. Sweet. Did you get any like souvenirs from those shows? Like, any pics or anything?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
there were no such thing as cell phones then. You had to bring a
Yeah.
real
I meant
camera.
like a guitar pics or anything if they throw them out.
No, this was a big, huge concert
Yeah.
arena. We were
Gotcha.
probably a quarter of a mile away from the stage.
Cool. Oh yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So that's cool.
You know,
So
giant hockey rink kind of a thing.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I've been to a few shows like that before. It's wild seeing that many people just in one place at once. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
But
I guess so that was you.
a highlight of high school concerts though was
Yeah.
seeing at an arena like Arena Rock
Yeah.
was seeing the Ramones open for
Oh
Foreigner.
wow. That's so cool. Man, I can't believe they
Yeah.
opened for Foreigner. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They seemed pretty good, but
Mhm.
the Ramones didn't come across well because
Oh really?
they were the opening act, so they were very, very quiet.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I hate how they do
Not
that.
that they were very quiet, but they weren't
mix them
actually put
down.
through the
Yeah.
PA system like
Yeah.
they should be.
Hmm.
And the crowd of Foreigner fans really hated them, which made it
Geez.
quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I guess yeah, for sure. For you guys, definitely. That's awesome. So when did you start playing music and what made you pick up the bass instead of like the guitar or drums or something?
Well, let's see. When Dan Hobson and I went to college in University of Wisconsin, so we went to Madison. First thing we did with our student loans was Dan bought a drum kit and I bought a bass guitar.
Okay. Awesome.
And that's when I started to learn the bass guitar.
Cool.
And we hooked up with a local woman who was also in college named Jeannie, and we started our very first punk rock band in I guess it would have been 1979, 1980.
Awesome.
Called Jeannie, Mike, and Dan.
Jeannie, Mike, and Dan. Cool. It's a good name.
We just played, basically we played bubblegum music.
Oh yeah.
Really fast and loud.
Cool. Awesome.
And badly.
And badly? That's an important aspect. That's good. Cool. So what were I guess you mentioned some bands that you were seeing back then. What were kind of your influences in terms of like who your favorite bass player was, kind of influenced your playing style?
Yeah. So by the time we started Killdozer anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we did Jeannie, Mike, and Dan, I was just trying to, any song that didn't involve more than 3 notes.
Oh yeah, cool.
Because that's all I could do. I didn't know how to play.
Yeah.
But when we started Killdozer in 1983, at that time, I really liked, one of my favorite bands was the Gang of Four.
Oh, of course.
I also really enjoyed The Fall.
Awesome. Cool.
So between the two, that's where I got attracted to kind of messed up rhythms or really, syncopated rhythms.
Cool.
And The Fall taught me to appreciate very repetitive music.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I actually saw Gang of Four a month ago play, and they killed it. It was crazy because I guess they're all in their late 60s now. But yeah, actually, John King brought on a microwave on stage, and he started beating it with like a metal bat during he's been in the army. And I actually got that signed by all of them. And the band Pylon, I don't know if you've heard of them. They're like Athens post-punk band. They actually opened up, so that was a good show.
Yeah, they actually been around since the early 80s as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're a cool band. So that's awesome. So how did Killdozer form? Kind of like, I know you said you met Dan in high school. How'd you guys start talking and stuff?
Well, Dan Hobson and I have been best friends since high school.
Cool.
So we both happened to go to the University of Wisconsin.
Cool.
Where we were roommates. At one point later, a couple years later, while we were still in college, Dan's brother Bill left Minnesota to come to Wisconsin. Cool. And we just decided to form a band.
Cool. Awesome.
The original idea was that I was just going to be a singer.
Yeah.
The bass guitar I had at the time had previously been stolen.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So I didn't have a bass. So we were auditioning bass players.
Cool.
And the people we auditioned, none of them seemed to really appreciate the concept of minimalism.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to impress us with their chops. Showing off. But after trying out several, we just decided, maybe I'll just buy a bass.
Cool.
And I think it might have been Bill who remembered the last guy that was just here. He had a really nice P bass, precision bass, and he was just talking about how he was going to go trade it in for a Rickenbacker.
Yeah.
And so why don't I went down to the same store after he'd done that and found his bass and bought it.
Cool. That's awesome. So you found his that's
I found
really cool.
his precision bass and bought it.
Oh no way, that's awesome.
So we really liked we didn't like his playing, but we liked his bass. So
nice.
He made his bass available. I bought his bass.
Cool. And you use that. That's awesome. Cool. Very cool. Do you remember what kind of gear you were using back then? You have a very distinctive bass tone that's just like killer. So I was wondering if you kind of like where you got that.
I started off with a PV amplifier, which I would highly recommend against.
Oh, against, yeah.
Yeah, I hate PV.
Yeah.
Bass amps anyway. I think it was a good, somebody else was selling it. I had limited income at the time. It was for sale. I bought it. Did not like it. But the key was I started using a guitar distortion pedal.
Oh,
I played
cool.
my bass through that.
Awesome. Do you
I
remember
know
which
they
pedal
make
that was?
distortion pedals for uh,
Hmm.
bass guitars,
Yeah.
but I favored the cheap orange one. I don't know what
Yeah.
it's called.
Cool. Okay. The maybe like a Super Fuzz or something, or a Boss DS1 maybe.
That's it.
Oh, okay, the Boss. Okay,
I
cool.
remember
That's
it's either orange or yellow.
or okay, cool. Yeah, I
The three
got
knobs.
those right there. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I so my first EP that I kind of like released as a solo thing was like back in 2020, and I had actually used my bass with the DS1 to get kind of like this horrid noise sound out of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I just run it through my guitar amp. You know, I can't afford a bass amp, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So
I eventually replaced that PV
yeah.
with an Ampeg
Oh, okay, cool.
SVT, I think they call it,
Yeah,
but I swear by Ampeg.
cool. Awesome.
Although when when we were doing reunion shows most recently,
Hmm.
I just went, whatever could be lined up, I could make it
Yeah,
sound good. The key was
cool.
I still had my cheap orange
Yeah.
distortion pedal.
Gotcha. That's cool. Awesome. So you were mentioning how the fall kind of influenced you and how Gang of Four made you guys kind of like interested in these like different oops, sorry, my lamp just fell.
Yeah.
Those
Gang of
bands kind
Four
of
gave us the interest in being
yeah,
focused on rhythm.
cool, awesome. So I was gonna ask, you guys are really musically like talented. Did you guys study music theory or anything at all?
We all uh, we all played horns,
Oh yeah,
right up through high school.
cool.
Well, I was the only one that still played in the high school band,
Yeah,
but so yeah, I knew music, could
that's
read
cool.
music.
Awesome.
Never translated that to being able to
Yeah.
read music and play the bass.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And Bill Hobson, our guitar player, did.
Hmm.
I mean, in contrast to Dan and I, who
Yeah.
he bought his drums, I bought my bass
Hmm.
when we were 18 years old.
Yeah.
Bill had played guitar for years.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
Awesome.
I don't remember if he had lessons,
Yeah.
but he was very skilled even when we were just starting.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. How he was older than you guys, right?
Yeah, about a year and a
A
half.
year. Okay, cool.
So
Awesome.
yeah, I think 2 years by school standards.
Yeah.
School.
Cool.
And he when Dan and I were in high school, it was Bill who introduced me anyway, and probably
Mhm.
Dan, to more underground
Cool.
music.
Awesome.
Steered us away from
Yeah.
Kansas
Yeah.
towards, we started going out to the punk rock club in Minneapolis,
Awesome. Cool.
where we went week after week
Yeah.
and always just told the bouncer, "Well, I left my ID at home."
That's the
And
trick.
the
Yeah.
drinking age back then, I think, was only 18.
Yeah, yeah. I know
We
it like
were 16,
progressed each year.
17.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
the woman selling tickets would always just say to the bouncer, "Don't
Yeah.
worry about them. They're here every week." But
Cool.
every week we
Yeah.
forgot our ID at home.
Gotcha. Yeah. Were you guys driving to shows in Minneapolis or was that in Wisconsin?
In Minneapolis when
In
we were still in
Minneapolis,
high
cool.
school.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you remember
But
any of the bands? Were there any like local bands that you were fond of in that scene kind of back then?
yeah, in Minneapolis, we really liked two bands one was called the Suicide Commandos,
Cool.
who were
I've
pretty
heard
much
of them, I think.
straightforward guitar punk rock.
Yeah.
And then the Suburbs, who now in retrospect you'd maybe call them new wave.
Okay, cool.
Um, had friends in several bands, the Fingerprints, and
Mhm.
another band called the Overtones that played surf rock.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
But
Nice.
I don't know that any of them were ever recognized out,
Yeah.
never toured or would have been recognized outside. Well, the Suicide Commandos were the only other band besides Perubu
Mhm.
who had records on, I can't even remember the name of the label now.
Yeah.
But there was the very first Perubu record, Modern Dance, and then the
Yeah.
Suicide Commandos. It was the only two releases
On that label.
on that label.
Interesting. Cool. Yeah, I
I'm sure
can't think of the name
Perubu
right
went
now.
on to
Yeah,
more
be
acclaim.
huge. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's cool.
But,
Awesome. So yeah, so you told me how Killdozer formed. How'd you guys get your name? Like I read that online that you guys got it from like some TV horror movie or something.
It was a made-for-TV movie
Cool.
called Killdozer,
Yeah.
and it was absolute garbage. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I should say not garbage. It was extremely low rent.
Low. Yeah. Yeah.
It was a bulldozer that came. Well, the premise was a construction site on an island
Yeah.
out in the ocean, and the supply ship only comes once a week.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, they're isolated
Yeah,
construction.
for a whole week before it. Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was a lightning bolt or a meteor, something from outer
Yeah.
space caused the bulldozer to come to life.
Cool. Yeah. Very believable. Awesome.
And the bulldozer, it moved really slowly, yet
Mhm.
somehow still managed to chase construction workers to their
Yeah.
death.
Kill everyone. Of course. Yeah.
But the death was never actually shown. You'd have a
Yeah.
construction worker running away,
Mhm.
and there'd be an overturned garbage can. And
Oh, yeah.
hide in the
Isn't that
garbage can. And then you'd see
Yeah.
this bulldozer
protect you.
crushing
Mhm.
the garbage can.
Dang. Horrible way.
So,
Cool.
yeah, there was no actual blood
Yeah.
or even bodies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I heard that was it was it was taking the story from this short novel written like in the early 1900s or something like that, which I don't think they would
Yeah,
have
a guy
had
named
bulldozers back then. Let me see. I've got it on my phone
Theodore
here.
Sturgis or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah.
Who I've never read.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
Let's
got
see.
several comic book versions of the story.
Oh, cool.
I should say it's a version. I have several copies.
Oh, yeah.
Through the years, people have mailed them to me.
Yeah, cool. Were they based off the movie, or the movie kind of was based?
I think they're based off the book.
Oh, the book. Cool. Awesome.
As was the movie.
Yeah. Cool. So.
But yeah, so I mean,
Mm-hmm.
fortunately, we picked that name instead of several other movies we've
Yeah.
seen around the same time.
That's cool. Yeah.
You know,
Sweet. Well, it's a good name.
It's best we didn't call ourselves the Last Hard Man.
Yeah, I don't think you guys would have gotten as much clout with that name. For sure. So yeah, all right, let's get into the first Killdozer album, which I got right here actually. Intellectuals are the shoeshine boys of the ruling elite. So this is, I mean, I get like, you know, tomorrow this different album will be my favorite of you guys, but this has kind of been my favorite recently. So first of all, how'd you guys come up with that title? It's a pretty long title. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
It was Dan Hobson was taking a history class taught by a well, I'll just say very far left leaning professor. And cool. I don't know. I think Dan just misremembered it as something from a book that they read.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
He said it was actually a quote from a book he read.
Oh, yeah?
Nobody's ever been able to actually track down the quote. So
yeah,
I think it was Dan's misremembering. It makes it even better.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
It makes it more original.
Yeah, for sure. Totally. That's awesome. And I know you like messaged me a while back. You said that photo took 3 days to shoot. What was like, how did you guys actually?
No, I think the photo took like, yeah. I don't think it took even 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah. Was it not? So it was staged. It wasn't just like somebody had a camera and just took it.
No, we staged. We wanted a photograph for the cover of the album. So yeah. We knew a friend with a big camera and who could develop the film without having to go to, Photomat.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And yeah, that was just taken in our living room.
Cool. Yeah, you guys got a lot of cool stuff on the wall, like a picture of Elvis and was a North Dakota flag. Yeah.
North Dakota pennant. Yeah.
Cool. Do you know who drew that little drawing above his head? Looks like a little child drawing or just a.
Yeah, one of my roommates. It was a drawing that his niece did for him.
Oh, cool.
And put it up on the wall.
Awesome.
So the wall was decorated with anything that could be hung up with a thumb.
That's cool. Yeah, my wall's got plenty of crap on it too.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then I don't know, for some reason, I was inspired to go grab a rifle that I happened to own at the time.
That's cool. Yeah, it's very intimidating. You guys are just like chilling, and then you just point the gun at him. Yeah. Cool. That's awesome.
It took somewhere between 20 and 60 photographs. And we liked this one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a very good introduction to what you guys
aiming the
are, yeah.
camera, my aiming the gun rifle right at him as he took the
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, that's what makes
That
it.
made him
Yeah.
the photographer very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you guys are just had a few
But
beers and then get a gun out.
yeah,
Cool.
but
Awesome.
the photograph was taken by a friend of ours.
Cool. Awesome. Nice. So who drew all that?
That was mine.
Okay, cool. I like
Um,
it. It's very cool. Very Butthole
yeah.
Surfersy. And Meat Puppets kind of did the same thing with their
Okay.
early records. So yeah,
We had a contest.
yeah.
Dan and I and a third guy that was our roommate at the time.
Hmm.
Not in the same apartment that the photograph was taken on.
Yeah.
We moved every year,
Oh yeah.
but we just said, oh, we need artwork for the back.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, everybody draw something, and we'll just take the best one. And I showed them that picture, and that was the end of the contest.
That's cool. That's awesome. Have
Not
you
to
always
boast, not to boast,
Yeah,
but I
that's pretty
think
cool.
I came up with the most ridiculous drawing.
Yeah, getting his arms and legs chewed off. That's awesome. Have you always been interested in drawing or
I've always enjoyed drawing. I'm not
Mhm.
good at it.
Yeah, no, I
Like
gotcha.
I cannot possibly draw the same thing twice.
Yeah, and I'm terrible at drawing something that tries to look like real. Like I don't know how people make like a drawing that looks just like a
Yeah.
photograph. It's crazy. But
I took an introduction to art, introduction to drawing class while I was at the university.
Cool.
And yeah, I mean, I think the best thing I had to show for it was a drawing of a Lou Reed album cover.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Awesome. The Metal Machines one, or you remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, so yeah, let's see. This album kind of goes into a lot of themes that would be prevalent throughout the rest of you guys' stuff. So I know the first track, Man of Meat, you guys have a lot of songs that have to deal with like meat and stuff. Like, I don't know, when I think of your band, I just think of like a can of like the Vienna sausages or something. It's just like that image comes to mind. So I don't know if you feel that same way, but I was wondering what you get, if there was like an interest you guys had in meat or just something like that.
Well, I guess we had an interest in meat.
Yeah.
One of the names that we toyed with was it was Meat Party.
Meat Party, that's cool.
Which Bill was aware of that term. I think it's something that in Ireland, that's what they call like the post funeral.
Oh yeah, that's pretty dark. A meat party, interesting.
Yeah,
cool.
But at our first show, which was in a friend's basement for his birthday party, a drunk man who had breath like vomit came up to me and just said, "Meat Party? Have you ever heard of the Meat Puppets? Yeah. Have you ever heard of the birthday party?" And so
he kind of just ruined it.
Yeah. Point and
that's I got you.
Brainstormed and came up with Killdozer.
Cool, awesome, very cool. Yeah, you guys also kind of have some farm references. Is that just like kind of living in the Midwest? You guys kind of grew up around farms or stuff, or
yeah, there's always
awesome.
Pandemonium and mayhem on the farms in the Midwest.
For sure. Yeah, cool. And then the Ed Gein, I know he was kind of around the area where you guys are living. How'd you guys get like kind of?
He was a Wisconsin legend.
Yeah.
And
I actually got his T-shirt on right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, he was still alive. He lived in the state mental hospital, which was across the lake.
Cool.
From Madison.
Wow. That's crazy.
From the campus, I mean.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like Lake Michigan or something. It's a small lake. We could see it.
That's crazy. Did you guys ever go visit him or write letters or anything?
No, we knew of people who did.
Oh yeah.
But nobody was actually allowed to visit him. So.
Yeah, too crazy. Gotcha.
And like we didn't own cars, so we had a long, kind of a long bike ride to be turned away.
Yeah. Cool. So well, you're mentioning the lake. So I've never been to Madison, but is it kind of like on a weird little strip of land and it's got like two lakes around it, or what's like the layout of the city?
Yeah, it's called isthmus.
Isthmus, yeah.
That's the geographical term.
Yeah, school book, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
But so it's at its narrowest point. I think it's maybe 4 to 6 blocks wide, and there's a lake on either side.
Yeah.
And it kind of stretches out in a shape of like a bow tie.
Yeah, I've kind of seen some aerial views of that. Cool, awesome. So yeah, what do you remember about kind of the recording process of your first album and how you guys kind of was like as a beginning band would start writing together and stuff?
Well, we just started our first record. By that point, Dan and I rented a crappy little house
Hmm.
for the sole purpose of we can practice in it.
Yeah.
We were still in college, but
Hmm.
we were college students kind of in name only.
Yeah.
We eventually graduated
Hmm.
and all that, but our
Yeah.
focus was the band.
Cool. Awesome.
So we had this crappy house on a street that had railroad tracks going right down the middle of it,
Oh yeah.
functioning railroad tracks. So
Oh, so it was like louder.
freight trains would roll down the middle of our street.
Mhm.
But
That's cool.
that's where we practiced and
Cool.
made up songs.
Cool. Awesome. Do you guys
I
ever
don't want to say
sample?
write because that
Yeah.
implies we put pen to paper. But
Yeah.
our
Those are just-
process was just to use a tape recorder and
Yeah.
record them so we'd remember
Awesome.
them later.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I do for sure.
Yeah. And
Sweet.
then friends of ours in a Madison band called the Tar Babies.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they told us
Another
about
touch
this
and go
guy
band.
named. They just told us about this guy named Butch Vig, who
Yeah.
owned an 8-track recording studio,
Cool.
and he hooked us up with that.
Cool. Awesome.
So we met Butch and his partner Steve Marker,
Steve Marker. Awesome.
who they had an 8-track studio in an old
Yeah.
warehouse factory space.
Mhm.
And
Cool.
yeah,
You guys were
it was
probably
not
one
air
of the-
conditioned, so
Yeah.
in some of the songs, if you listen carefully, I'm sure you can hear like
a
brake,
bit of
truck
background
brakes
noise.
or honking of a
Cool.
horn.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. You could say you were influenced by Can doing that. I know that band, they like said that they would just record and intentionally put like background noises in their music to try to like give it some cool sound. But
Yeah.
that's awesome.
All you had to do was leave the windows open.
Yeah, and then you hear all the kind of leaf blowers around me 24/7. It's so annoying. But
Well, again, one of the songs on the record you were talking about, we did Creedence Clearwater Revival's "Run Through the Jungle."
Yeah.
Just as an idea for percussion, it's probably
Mhm.
Butch Vig who came up with the idea of like breaking beer bottles
Oh yeah.
on the beats.
Yeah, I think it credits you got one of you guys playing the Dan Hobson drums beer bottles.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
now we didn't. I don't know if sampling wasn't invented yet, or
Yeah.
if Butch's studio was so
Mhm.
low end that he just didn't
Yeah.
have it. It
Yeah.
wasn't available to us anyway.
Yeah. So
So we had 2 cases of beer bottles. We
cool.
put Dan wore like a leather jacket and leather
Mhm.
gloves and goggles
Yeah.
for safety.
Safety first.
And just proceeded to smash beer bottles together.
Cool. Awesome.
On the beats.
I was inside the studio.
Inside
Or
the studio.
Inside the studio. Wow, cool.
So every single time you hear the beer bottles breaking, that's a new pair of beer bottles.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's impressive. That's awesome. Nice. What was your favorite beer back then? They don't have nearly as many back then as they do now.
No. And in Wisconsin, there was a lot of local cheap beers.
Yeah, cool.
We could get a case of 24 bottles for $4.
Cool. Wow, that's a good deal.
So Leinenkugels was pretty good.
The
The others that I would say are my favorites, they're still around, but going back to drink them years later, I realized they were
awful. Yeah.
Still better than Budweiser, but
I can't stand that. Yeah, I know PBR is like what every college kid drinks now.
Yeah,
Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's
we drank quite a bit of old style.
Cool.
But
awesome.
Huber beer is one. We drank a lot of it because it was the absolute cheapest.
Yeah.
But it does terrible things to your bowels.
Oh geez, I bet.
I would not endorse it. It shouldn't even exist.
It should be outlawed, banned.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you were mentioning the Run Through the Jungle cover you guys did. Whose idea was it to start including like a cover song on every subsequent release? About every subsequent release.
I don't know. In the case of that one, I don't know who even thought we should do this song.
Yeah.
It might just be back when we'd see bands in Minneapolis. Another one of the bands we liked a lot was the Hipsters,
Cool. I've never
which
heard of them.
is spelled funnily,
Oh yeah.
funnily, but
Mhm.
I think they did covers exclusively,
Oh really? Cool. Awesome.
and we just really liked not cover bands, but bands that would
Yeah.
take a song and make it their own.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, you guys definitely do that. It's very cool to hear.
But
Especially that yeah.
why we chose Run Through the Jungle, I don't
Mhm.
remember.
Yeah.
Probably because we had it handy.
Cool. Yeah. You guys kind of
So it
practice
wasn't
that.
just like thinking of songs we knew. It's like,
Yeah.
I've got this record here. Let's do
Yeah.
this song.
Cool. Awesome. Nice. Sweet. So you guys were kind of doing the music that you said you kind of grew out of when you were getting into punk stuff. I noticed.
Well, we
You
went
guys,
back to
yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
I never outgrew
Yeah.
CCR.
Yeah. Yeah. They're a great band for sure. Yeah.
Neil Young, I go back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
even today,
Yeah.
sometimes I think I don't want. I'm tired of hearing Neil Young.
Yeah.
But, then
Cool.
I'll hear it again.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, speaking of CCR, what's your favorite album by them?
I don't know that I could identify one because, frankly, each one of them has a lot of garbage on it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Like,
lots
some
of
great,
stuff,
great
yeah.
songs here, and then oh boy, that
just like, geez,
song
what are they
goes
doing?
on for like 12
Yeah.
minutes of
Yeah.
jamming.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
So, like, to be honest, I think I just like their hits.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I love their Bayou Country album. That's got the
And Born on the Bayou
so,
is
yeah.
still one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, it's a great song for sure. Cool. So, yeah, your first record was released initially on Bone Air Records. Do you remember anything about that label? Were they like kind of just dead by the time you guys got it reissued on Touch and Go?
No, they were. That was basically a Madison label.
Mhm.
It was kind of a cooperative.
Cool.
It's formed by the Tar Babies.
Oh, cool.
Madison
Awesome.
band, the Tar Babies, and they invited us to put our record out on Bone Air.
Oh yeah.
But that basically was inviting us to put out our own record and put their logo on it.
Oh yeah. Cool.
So we printed. I don't think we printed more than 1,000 copies.
Yeah.
And had to do our own distribution.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, lots of bands did back then.
They, the Tar Babies, they gave us contacts.
Cool. Awesome.
That we could call up.
Nice. Yeah.
And saying we were on Bone Air Records helped with making those connections.
Cool.
But it was entirely a DIY label.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, yeah, labels are kind of a thing of the past these days. I mean, you still have people trying to release cassettes and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like you can just put your music out there and do everything yourself these days. Is that kind of like what you guys were doing back then, even with an indie label? You mentioned you had to do your own distribution and stuff.
Yeah, we had to do it. The Tar Babies Robin Davies, actually, of the Tar Babies. He was the bass player.
Oh yeah, cool.
He connected us with I think his name's Spot. Does master.
Yeah, the SST guy.
Yeah, he connected us with him, so we had him master the record.
Oh, nice, awesome.
I still don't even know what that means, other than he managed to take it from. He took it from a tape.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the big reel-to-reel tape.
Yeah.
And transferred it to vinyl.
That's cool. Awesome. Yeah.
And then there were hooked us up with a company to do the pressing, and
cool.
Somebody else did the jackets, and
nice.
The next thing we knew, like, whoa, there's these boxes with 1,000 vinyl LPs in my hallway.
Awesome.
What are we
cool.
gonna do with those?
Nice. Awesome. You still have like a copy of that record for your own personal?
I think I have a copy.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
And
nice.
Yeah. But then when we went to Touch and Go, since we'd only made 1,000 copies of the first record. Yeah. Touch and Go. I don't remember if they suggested or demanded or offered, but they took it to reissue it.
Cool. Yeah, well, it's good they did. It's a great record. So yeah, speaking of Touch and Go, how did you guys kind of get hooked up with them? Was it the Bone Air connection or?
No, actually, it was through the Butthole Surfers.
Oh, really? Awesome. That's so cool.
We played a show in Chicago with the Butthole Surfers that Steve Albini had put on.
Oh yeah,
So
cool.
Big Black was on the bill too.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
And might have involved Scratch Acid too.
No way, really?
But
Dang.
King Coffee, the
Yeah,
drummer for the Butthole
yeah,
Surfers, was encouraging us to send our demo, which is actually the Snake Boy record.
cool. Oh, no way.
To
Really?
send that to
That's awesome.
Corey and Lisa
Cool.
Rusk at Touch and Go.
Yeah, awesome.
And he put in a good word for it.
Cool. That's very awesome. Yeah.
I understand that the background check Corey did. He
Mhm.
also asked the guys in DeCroisen and
Oh, cool.
the people in Big Black.
Awesome. Wow. That's awesome.
At least two of those three gave us a thumbs up.
Very cool. Neat. Yeah. Croix, they were kind of around in where Killdozer was formed too. They were another Madison band,
Milwaukee,
right?
yeah,
Oh,
same
Milwaukee.
time.
Cool. Awesome.
And we played shows with them.
Mhm.
Sometimes Madison, sometimes Milwaukee.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I know they kind of like changed their sound. Is there like a DeCroixen era that you like more?
Not one over another.
Yeah. Cool.
I know we opened up for them, or rather we all opened up. We played first, then them opening up along with the Tar Babies. So
Oh, cool.
all opening up for Millions of Dead Cops.
Oh, awesome.
And that was in a hippie co-op.
Oh yeah.
A housing co-op run by hippies in Madison.
That's pretty cool. Cool.
Where
awesome.
I recall the show. The details I recall were in even setting up the show. One of the women who lived at the co-op objected to Killdozer being on the show because we don't skate.
Oh, skate, like
she said, Killdozer? They don't even skate.
That's pretty pointed out hippie skaters, yeah.
Yeah, but it was pointed out that what Killdozer does do is own a PA system.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nobody else owned a sound system, but we did.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
We were like the kids who owned
the
football. So
cool,
we got to play.
Yeah, that's awesome. Nice, sweet. So yeah, let's well, while we were on the subject of the Butthole Surfers, they're like one of my favorite bands. I'm guessing they were influential to Killdozer.
Yeah, they cool. Definitely were.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite album of theirs or something? I'm
still a sucker for Another Man's Sack.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, that's become my favorite one.
I know it's the very first one they did on Touch and Go.
Yeah, yeah. I forget what their Brown Reason to Live EP was out on. Probably some local label, but
yeah, was before Touch and Go. I think they were on Alternative.
Oh yeah, Alternative Tentacles. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I think they definitely had a kind of Dead Kennedys sound to their early stuff, at least maybe vocal wise, maybe. But yeah,
no, I was not familiar with them before we opened for them. I remember going to Chicago, play the show, and I was really angry that we were going to be opening up for what I thought was a hardcore band.
Oh yeah, and they were goofy.
The hardcore. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but then we saw the show, and my mind was duly blown.
Yeah. Cool.
Especially when Gibby started opening up and shredding like a stuffed dog that was bigger than he was.
Really? That's awesome.
Stuffing all over the place. And it was
cool.
blown all around by the fans. I mean,
that's awesome.
Fans on the stage.
Cool. So were they, I guess, one of the for most musicians who went to see them back in the day, they were like probably one of the coolest live acts they saw. Was that were they one of the best bands you saw? Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely. I think they were the coolest band I'd seen up until seeing the Birthday Party.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
On their Junkyard tour.
Oh, really? Wow, that's amazing. Very cool. So yeah, the Birthday Party, they were a big influence on you guys too. That first record definitely has some kind of like swampy, post-punky Birthday Party stuff to it.
I actually didn't like anything they did until they did Junkyard.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And I have to admit, I still don't like anything they did before Junkyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Too jazz oriented.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little well, I remember the first time I heard Prayers on Fire, I was just kind of like, what? It's like, it was like really, I mean, I'm a fan of Flipper, but it was almost like too noisy for me or something.
Yeah. I liked it best when they just started producing musical violence.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
When we saw the Birthday Party, their their uh, their bass player Tracy Pugh,
Mhm.
rest in peace.
Yeah.
He actually, while playing bass during a song, he did. I don't know if he was into yoga or how he did this, but he
Yeah.
bent over backwards
Mhm.
to the point that he was wearing a cowboy hat,
Yeah.
and the top of his cowboy hat touched the floor.
Really? Wow.
And
That's crazy.
he didn't fall. His hat didn't come off, and he didn't fall down.
Wow, really?
And he didn't miss a beat or a note.
Jeez, that's crazy. I can't believe that. Wow. That'd
And
have
I
been
mean,
awesome.
I know we were drinking, but I
Yeah.
do remember this accurately. It's been
Yeah.
confirmed by others
Cool.
that he did that.
Yeah. And it was still awesome even. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well, yeah, I know one of the main interviews of you guys on YouTube right now is from like 1990 in Toronto, and it also features some clips of you guys playing, but you were like kind of like bending backwards like that. Did
I
you
was
ever
more
get hurt?
limber then.
What'd you say?
I was more
Oh, much
limber then
limber,
than I
yeah.
am now.
Yeah, gotcha. So did you ever like get hurt doing crazy stuff on stage?
I did not, well, not myself really, but I did once
Yeah.
put a nasty gash in Bill Hobson's forehead
Oh, really? Forehead?
with the tuning pegs on my
Oh,
bass.
yeah. Yeah, I've stabbed gotten to flip the string and I've stabbed the thin E string like all the way into my finger before. It's
Ouch.
painful. Yeah.
Ouch.
It was
Yeah.
terrible, but yeah.
Now we
Yeah.
were, he had to go to the hospital emergency room for stitches.
Mhm.
The show just came to
Yeah.
a halt.
Oh, yeah.
We drove him to the emergency
Jeez.
room.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
suggested there's no sense all of us having our entire night wasted sitting in the emergency room. So we left him there and went to
Yeah.
some place for, pancakes
Mhm.
and eggs.
Cool. Awesome, yeah. Was
But
bleeding out in the hospital.
yeah, he still has a scar on his forehead from that.
Oh, really? Jeez, that's crazy.
The peg on the tuning peg on my bass was
Yeah.
bent.
Oh, it's bent, yeah.
But the lesson we learned from that was that it had to do with, I always stood on stage right. So
Yeah.
my bass was
Yeah, not
aiming
facing.
towards him.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since then, I always stood on stage left.
Oh, cool.
So my bass
Yeah, good
aimed
idea.
outwards.
Good idea. That's a cool.
You got to
Awesome.
learn from tragedy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know it looked like in that same video he was like using his teeth to play the guitar. I'm always like any kind of like teeth involving where you like pulling them, it just makes me like did you ever lose any teeth doing that?
Yeah, I was just, to me, that's like chewing on aluminum foil.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty gross tasting. Yeah.
But he did that.
Yeah, yeah. And he also he played with like a washer or in like a kind of Sonic Youth, the screwdriver in the guitar. Was he into like the
He would do anything he could get his hands on.
cool? Awesome.
Screwdriver, beer bottle, beer can.
Yeah. Awesome.
Somebody's head if they stood too close.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So were you guys like, I guess you guys sound scary on record, and I unfortunately never got to see you guys play live. Were you like scary back then? I guess people were intimidated by you. Were you kind of violent at all?
No.
Yeah.
We were, I mean, other than Dan, we're of small stature.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody would be frightened by our physical presence.
Yeah.
Not like Tad, for example.
Yeah, yeah. For
We
sure.
did not.
Cool.
No, I might have sounded like a professional wrestler, but
Yeah.
anybody looking at me would not
Yeah.
be.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And basically musically, we liked music to be scary. We liked the music to be scary, but lyrically, I wrote everything to make my friends laugh.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. That was gonna be one of my.
Wrote was just like, oh, this will make them laugh.
Yeah.
But I didn't care if it would make other people laugh, as long as it would make my handful of friends they'll get it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's like my
inside jokes.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, my lyrics make myself laugh. Like one of my the first song off the EP I released a few months ago, it's about my dog. I was walking him one day and he bends over to sniff some other dog's crap and he like gets up and starts throwing up. And I was just like, you idiot. Yeah, you just going around sniffing poo and sniff, wretch. Yeah, just threw up. So pretty funny. Yeah, I wish more bands incorporated like a sense of humor into their songs. Like seems like not a lot of bands do that anymore.
Yeah, I think as far as the sense of humor goes,
Mhm.
I would credit the likes of John Waters
Oh
as an
yeah,
influence.
cool, awesome.
Just, yeah, it's funny, but
Yeah.
it's also in really bad taste.
Yeah, gotcha, cool. So yeah, let's start talking about the next album you guys put out, which was Snake Boy. Like I said, this was your first album on Touch and Go, and you guys covered Neil Young's Cinnamon Girl on this song. So
Yeah, I think Dan Hobson, that was he had that record,
yeah,
and he suggested doing it.
cool, awesome, yeah,
And we went through lots of covers
yeah,
that we never actually recorded.
mm-hmm. Really?
We did a great version of Sylvia's Mother by,
Oh yeah,
who was it that did that? Doesn't matter.
yeah,
But Sylvia's Mother, but we never
cool. Okay,
recorded it.
we never recorded, but you guys would like play on that in rehearsal and stuff.
And live at shows.
Oh, live. Okay, cool, awesome. Yeah,
We did
so it
lots
did.
of covers.
Yeah,
Sometimes we might do a
yeah.
set, like, let's just do nothing but covers tonight.
Cool, that's awesome.
But
I'm
we
sure
never did
people
that
can
on
really,
tour. We never
yeah,
did that on tour.
just like one-off gigs and
But
stuff.
in shows in Madison, like, let's just play covers tonight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys definitely had your own sound, so I'm pretty sure nobody would even realize that you guys were doing covers, maybe.
No, not unless they started paying attention to the lyrics.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, so do you know who's on the cover of Snake Boy? Is that you as a child or
No,
yeah,
some little kids in
yeah.
uh, Paris, France.
Oh, cool, yeah. What are they like peeing on the side of that building or something?
I think the little boy is peeing either on the side of the building or into
Yeah.
a box, possibly.
Yeah,
And the older boy, I'm guess is maybe his brother,
yeah,
kind of
cool.
shielding him.
Yeah, like hiding in.
And again, a friend of ours took that picture,
Yeah,
spending a year in France. It was just among the pictures.
cool.
And I just asked, can we use this?
And he's just like, sure. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. Did you do the drawings on that record too? There's a lot of little doodles on the insert and stuff.
Yeah, I
Cool.
did. I
Awesome.
don't recall
Nice. Yeah.
any individual drawing, but
Yeah. Cool.
I think I put together the whole thing in my, I like decided here's going to be the inner sleeve,
Yeah. Cool.
and yeah, put in doodles in what I would call the margins.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Kind of like a Mad Magazine style with like
Yeah,
little
yeah,
down drawings.
yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
And
Nice.
I think I intended them to relate to the songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, they definitely, yeah, I don't own that record, but I was looking on Discogs and they definitely kind of pair up next to the lyrics on the
Mhm.
sheet. So that's awesome. And on that insert, it says it's like a picture of this kid on his little bike and he's jumping a bunch of other bikes, and it says boy from Houston jumping 21 bicycles. Was there any story behind that or
We used a lot of found photographs.
yeah, cool.
And I would rummage through used bookstores,
Cool.
as well as it might have been from a magazine,
Yeah.
might have been from a book,
Yeah.
but whatever it's from, I'm
Mhm.
sure that was exactly what the
Interesting, yeah.
caption to the picture said.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how that turned out, if you made it or not. It'd have been an interesting thing to see.
Yeah, yeah. There was
Mhm.
not a picture of him landing,
Yeah, just
but
like
that was from a time when, yes, every
Yeah.
young boy wanted to be Evel Knievel.
Evil Knievel. Yeah, for sure. I know. I thought when I was younger that I could just take a blanket from my sofa and jump off my roof with like a parachute. Good thing I didn't
Did
do
you
that.
try
though.
it?
Yeah, and I almost did, but yeah. And then there was this kid in my third grade class who he would like lie all the time. He would Reed told us one story that he rode on a mine cart and his brother got him drunk and like he was in third grade and he like climbed a tree with the blindfold on and he didn't use his hands. So but I think he was the one who also said that he parachuted down from his house with a blanket. But yeah, so after you guys did the Snake Boy album, you guys put out the Burl EP. It's a reference to Burl Ives, yeah?
Yes.
Cool.
But again, for no reason other than we had the photograph.
Yeah,
The
that's
cover
cool.
photo was, we found a book.
Yeah.
Might have been a book about Burl Ives.
Oh yeah,
I didn't care about Burl Ives.
yeah.
To me, it was just a guy who did the
Frosty the
singing
Snowman.
on
Yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah. Hmm.
But that it was a photograph that was probably started off an inch by an inch, or
Hmm.
maybe 2 inches by 2 inches.
Yeah.
And I enlarged it on a Xerox machine.
Yeah, it looks terrifying.
Repeated enlargements.
Yeah.
So it just became nothing but
Just like
it looks like
evil looking dude. Yeah.
yeah.
Sings
And
Christmas songs.
when we were brainstorming for album titles, we thought of calling
Yeah.
it other things, but
Yeah.
settled on Burl.
Yeah. Yeah.
We recorded that in Detroit.
Oh
Touch
yeah.
and Go had a good deal
Cool.
on a 24-track studio in
Oh yeah.
Detroit.
Awesome.
And in one of that, did we want to use it? And
Yeah.
we said, yeah, can we work with our friend Butch?
Yeah.
And who still had his 8-track in Madison.
Cool.
And yeah, Touch and Go said,
Awesome.
well, sure, okay. So we took Butch with us
Cool.
and recorded it there. We only had
Awesome.
6 songs. That's why it's an EP.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Cool.
we recorded all the songs we knew.
Oh yeah. Cool.
6.
How 6 songs. Do you know how long it like
we
took
were
you
almost
guys?
going to call the record Butch's Big Vacation.
Just a vacation, yeah. Cool. Awesome. Do you know how long
Yeah,
it took?
we recorded it over the span of a week.
Oh yeah.
On Wednesday of which we played a show opening up for Einstürzende Neubauten.
I don't think I've heard of them before. Yeah, cool. Awesome. And then you guys put that out the next week. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
So
it
yeah,
takes
we
me
recorded it over 4 or 5 days.
cool. Awesome. Yeah. It takes me months to get 5 songs together. I have a very like limited motivation, and it's some days that I can't record and some days I can. Did you guys ever feel that way? Like we just can't record today? Yeah. What do you guys like do to motivate yourself to like, you know what, we got to do this?
Well, usually we wouldn't go into the studio until we actually had songs to record.
Cool.
Although, by the time we got to 12 Point Buck, we were making up songs in the studio because we didn't have enough.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. You guys all sound nothing sounds just like thrown together at the last second though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there are songs that we think of as the filler.
Oh yeah, really?
But only because, well, we had to record all the songs we had because that was necessary to make it
contractual obligation. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, on the EP you guys covered a Jesse Coulter song. So are you a fan of old country music as well?
Yeah,
cool.
Definitely.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Especially of the 1960s.
Yeah.
And even the
Roy
70s.
Orbison.
Waylon Jennings.
Cool. Who's the guy that did the Big Iron on My Hip?
Oh, wow.
Forget that.
Marty Robbins.
Yeah, Marty Robbins. Yeah. I was just listening to that album the other day. It's really good.
Yeah,
but,
he's great.
Yeah. You guys, so in that same interview from 1990, you guys were joking around saying that you guys were like a country western polka band or something like that. You remember that?
Yeah, we were always joking around.
That's cool. So you guys definitely have just a crazy mishmash of influences. Was there like a genre that you guys liked being called? I know people kind of call you post-hardcore or noise rock, but there's so much
we
more
always
going
just
on.
use the term punk rock.
Punk rock, that's cool. Awesome.
Which I guess though now looking back and say, no, we weren't playing punk rock.
Yeah, you guys
the
maybe
term we use
because
it's
where
we came from.
Yeah.
Post-hardcore is good. Our our signature slow pace was a direct reaction to hardcore and how much we hated it.
Yeah, well, it's kind of going off that like My War B-side of the Black Flag album.
Yeah, I hated that stuff.
You hated that?
Yeah, I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Wait, we're talking about I actually don't know My War. But,
My War, yeah.
But the hardcore, like I couldn't stand Minor Threat.
Yeah, they're a little too.
But every town we went to, there was always, the group of skate punks with maybe they had mohawks, maybe they had shaved heads. Yeah. But they'd be playing as fast as they possibly could. Yeah. And the drummer was always doing what Dan would call chopping steaks.
Oh yeah, just like yeah. I know. Yeah. So you guys, was that just kind of like intuitive for you guys? Like you said, it was a reaction against hardcore, just to play as slow as possible.
Yeah, and I think maybe we took, in some cases, took it too far.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I listened to songs we did like, oh God, that's too slow.
Gosh, yeah. Cool.
Like, we didn't play it live we didn't play it that slow live.
Yeah.
Because who could?
Yeah, I think most you got that nervous energy going and you kind of just like
and it's hard to keep it together that slow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I know like you guys are kind of credited by influencing the sludge metal genre. Did you ever like appreciate the term sludge as being applied to your music at all?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
the one term I didn't care for was I don't know if you could put this on YouTube, but somebody coined the term pig fuck music.
Okay, I've heard that before. People use
I
that
assume
more.
New Yorkers came up with that, and it
Yeah.
referred to all of the bands in the Midwest who were, whether it was Big Black or
Yeah.
Scratch Acid, who were from Texas,
Yeah.
us.
Cool.
So, question: did it apply to Pussy Galore? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, they played, similar sort of fashion, but
Yeah.
they're from New York. Would they
Yeah.
would they qualify
Yeah.
that? I don't
Exactly.
know.
For sure. Yeah. I know like people
Let
use
the scholars
yeah.
decide.
Yeah, exactly. Music scholar. So I know a lot of bands that call themselves that these days are more like power electronics bands or who are just kind of like doing this harsh noise stuff. And that's what they kind of call themselves. But that's interesting that you guys were considered that back then too.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
a stupid term.
Yeah, it is. It's
We
yeah.
don't fuck
Yeah,
pigs.
exactly. Yeah. Cool.
Although we did have an idea once we should do a video,
Yeah.
one of our songs, and it could be just us,
Mhm.
chasing a pig in a field.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you guys ever actually make
We
it?
didn't have any way to actually film it, and also,
Oh yeah.
what farmer is going to let us go chasing
Chase their
pigs?
pigs, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Cool. So yeah, but pigs are kind of like a prominent, like the next album we'll talk about. Like you guys, was it just again the kind of Midwest growing up near farms, having kind of this pigs like mentioned throughout different songs and stuff?
Do I mention pigs that often?
Well, there's like a couple songs like The Pig Was Cool, Pigfoot
Well,
and
that's
Beer.
the
Just
term
like
for the
yeah.
police. So.
But yeah, true. Oh, Pigfoot and Beer is part of that.
Yeah, well, pigfoot is a pigfoot.
Pigfoot, yeah, cool.
And it's
I was
something
gonna, yeah.
people eat them pickled, I think.
Really? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I wouldn't eat one.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I
don't know if it's considered soul food or something they eat in the South. I don't know who eats pig feet.
Yeah, I mean, I live in Atlanta. I've never seen that anywhere around. But well, I was gonna ask, have you ever had the pork cracklings? Like they like sell them in the bags at gas stations. It's like fried
Never
pig
had
skin.
them.
Yeah.
Dan Hobson probably has.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty gross, but they don't taste that bad. It's just the thought of what it is.
Outside of bacon, I'm really not very fond of pork.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I know it's kind of a grossest meat for some reason. But
Yeah, it is.
yeah. So after you guys did the Burl EP, you guys were on the God's Favorite Dog compilation, which for me exposed me to a lot of cool bands I'd never really heard of before. Was that the first compilation you guys showed up on?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. I think Terry Tolkien put that together.
Cool.
Put it out through Touch and Go.
Yeah.
I think Terry asked us to do it, but
cool.
Yeah, it's got a really good lineup. I think it's got one of the best lineups of any compilation I've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Quite often, we'll be asked to take part in a compilation.
Yeah.
We're told all the other bands
and it's just
that are going to be on it. Like, no, those are just all the other bands they're asking to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it turns out to be a whole bunch of stuff we've never heard of. Or maybe the band they asked, the band didn't do it, but the singer of that band recorded some side project.
Oh, so it's not really that. Yeah, that sucks.
But this one, it actually has the real bands on.
Cool. Yeah, it's a great one. I think Happy Flowers, that was the band that I like got into after that. I was like, these guys are so bad but so good.
Yeah, and Hose. Which I wasn't familiar with them before.
Yeah.
I really like their work, and especially the Led Zeppelin song they do on this.
Yeah, that was awesome.
How many more times I think is the song?
Yeah, Rick Rubin was in that band, right? Before he started. Yeah, that's cool.
And I think it's somebody like the bass player from Swans, maybe.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I think.
Awesome. Yeah.
Might be mistaken.
Yeah. Did you like Swans?
In which case, I'm gonna look very stupid right now.
It might. I don't know. I've got that couple. I couldn't find it, but it's in that somewhere. But so you just mentioned Swans. They were kind of like an early band that was playing this really slow, heavy stuff. Were they kind of like influential to you guys too?
No.
No. Yeah.
Man, I liked them. I saw them, but we were already set in our ways. When I was exposed to them, I'm not saying we were set in our ways when they came around.
Yeah.
When I first learned of them.
Cool. Awesome.
I liked them, although they really took the volume to extreme. They was painful to be in their
Yeah.
presence when they played live.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I know. I was watching an interview with Michael Gerald a while back, and he said he's never worn earplugs at a show ever. And so he's just like, every time he's in silence, he says he's never fully in silence because he got that tinnitus. So
Oh,
yeah, I know that'd be a terrible band to be in and never wear any kind of ear protection, I think. But yeah, on the God's Favorite Dog album, you guys covered the Leonard Skinner song. So I was gonna ask if that was a joke, but then you told me that you're actually a huge fan of them.
yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah.
And the little known fact, the singer of Leonard Skinner, the song we did was Sweet Home Alabama, and they mentioned Neil Young in there.
Oh, really?
Song
Cool.
Southern Man.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the line that Southern Man don't need him around anyhow.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't like him. Yeah.
No, they were friends.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
they just dissed him in that song, or would you even say that was a
I think it was a joke.
joke? Yeah. Cool. Cool.
I mean,
Awesome.
not that they were goofing on Alabama, but
Yeah.
it's sort of a, I got a love-hate feeling about Wisconsin,
Yeah.
even though I lived there,
Mhm.
but it's really a backwards hick state.
It is. Yeah. Oh, really? Wisconsin.
And
Yeah.
kind of got to suspect they might have had a love-hate towards Alabama.
For Alabama. That's
they were
cool.
actually from Florida.
No way, really?
Skinner from Jacksonville.
That's crazy. I never knew that. I always associate them with Alabama, I guess, for that song. That's crazy. I did not know that.
But I don't think they were a Confederate flag waving bunch of crackers or anything.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've never really listened to them that much, but I'll have to start listening to them more. It's cool.
That's good songs.
Cool.
I know
Yeah.
Metallica did one.
Oh, really? They covered one
Skinner
of their
song,
songs?
but
Awesome.
live
Nice.
anyway.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Leonard Skinner album that I should start with or something?
One of their first two.
Cool.
I think one of it, and I think the very first one is just called Leonard Skinner, and I think it's called pronounced Skinner or something.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
And the second one, Nothing Fancy.
Oh, okay.
The name of it.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll check those out.
That's who I like the best.
Cool. Awesome.
But to this day,
Yeah.
man, if I'm driving and Freebird's on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
I'll drive around the block until it's over.
So that's cool. Awesome. Nice. I got certain songs I do that with too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not the only song, but
Yeah.
I can't park and get out of the car yet.
Yeah. You said, or I love it when you like park just as the song is ending and it just like times it perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I hear Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo by Rick Derringer, fortunately that's a short song.
Yeah.
So I don't have to ride around the block once.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm not turning off the engine or getting out of the car.
Yeah.
That song's over.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
That's another song where I'm convinced he has to have meant these stupid lyrics to be funny.
Yeah. Cool. Sweet.
If you listen to Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, the lyrics are too stupid to believe he didn't mean them to be funny.
Really? Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that song before. Who's it by?
Rick Derringer?
Rick Derringer? Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's to my mind, it's sort of like it could be a Digits song.
Oh yeah?
The Digits.
Cool. I've heard of them, yeah.
Touch and go.
Cool.
Anyway.
Awesome. Cool. Well, after the God's Favorite Dog compilation, you guys put out the Little Baby Bunting album, which this is probably the album that got me into you guys. So I wanted to spend some time talking about this one, but so the covers definitely got this kind of like little golden books aesthetic to it. I wasn't sure if you ever read those as a kid.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
When, of our age.
Cool.
I don't recall if that was Little Golden Books or I mean, it's something Dan Hobson found.
He found it.
Still has the artwork.
Really? That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. It's so
but it's something he found, like at a Goodwill, Salvation Army store.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's got such a soft little look, and then it's like the cotton balls. It's so cool. But yeah, I think the Melvins also have a similar kind of look to a lot of their albums. Do you think they were taking that from you guys?
They very well might have been influenced.
So that Bullhead album cover's got like the fruit bowl, all like 50s painted style. So cool. So what was the recording process like for this album? You kind of made, and to me is like kind of like a transition between Snake Boy, and then you guys started getting a little bit heavier with this record.
Yeah, well, but I think at this point, I believe by this point,
Mhm.
Butch Vig's Smart Studios
Yeah.
had become they finally had 24 tracks.
Oh, cool.
So you can
Yeah,
do a lot more, and
for sure.
we're more inclined to experiment
Awesome.
with sound effects.
Cool.
And it was able to, do a lot more like overdubbing. Like,
Cool.
okay, we got the guitar track. Now let's put
Yeah.
out another guitar track.
Cool. Yeah. So it's like double tracked, and then I could hear he's like soloing kind of like in the middle, if you think about it in terms of listening wise. I don't know how.
Yeah, it was the first record where we opted to go for, we recognized the idea that listening to a record doesn't have to be the same thing as listening to what we would do live.
Yeah, you can do a lot more with the record.
Why have only one guitar, one bass, and one drum kit?
For sure. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
And the Butch Vig also always encouraged me to do doubling of the vocal tracks.
Yeah.
I kind of remember he was always good at tricking me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, something I'd say, that sounds like a stupid idea. And he would say, Elvis did it.
Really?
Presley.
Yeah.
Like, well, if Elvis did it, then it's good enough for me.
Cool. Yeah, so he gets you to do that. I think he did that with several bands. Like I know with the Nirvana, because Kurt Cobain never wanted to do that. He would like always say, "Oh, well, this band did that," so you would always get him to do that. Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, that's one aspect we always liked about recording with Butch.
Yeah.
When we did was his. He actually did actively work as a producer. He would make suggestions.
Cool.
If you ever hear, we've had songs that there's a piano. He was playing the piano.
Oh, no way, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. And he'd suggest, I don't remember if he thought or we thought somebody would think this song should have an accordion on it.
Yeah.
He knew somebody who played an accordion.
Really? That's cool. That's crazy.
So it might be on that album.
Yeah, let me see.
Free Love in Amsterdam on that song, on that album.
What'd you say?
Free Love in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I think that one's on this one. Or that might be on. That might be on 12 Point Buck.
I get the two mixed up.
Yeah, I don't think that one's on this record. I think that one's on 12 Point Buck.
Okay. Yeah, but
cool. But he knew someone.
He knew somebody that played accordion.
Awesome. That's very cool. Yeah. Let's see. What am I gonna do next? Probably my favorite thing about the look of this album is the Ed Gein brain scan. How'd you guys get a hold of that? That's insane.
Well, I told you Ed Gein was living in the state mental hospital across the street, across the lake. A friend of ours had a friend who worked there.
Oh, really?
And lifted it.
Oh, yeah. That's
I think
cool.
He might have said he borrowed it. I don't recall if it actually had to be returned.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
Before it was found out that he took it.
Yeah.
But he lifted it, and our friend showed it to us.
And
I think he just said something like, "Hey, cool.
Yeah.
Let me hang on to this for a while."
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a great shot. Yeah.
He made me promise that we wouldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, and you go ahead and make it the back cover.
I promised, with my fingers crossed.
Cool.
And awesome. We used it.
Yeah.
I recall when the record came out, local Madison record store, put it on prominent display.
Yeah.
Because we were the local band, had their windows in it. Had it all on the window.
Yeah.
And according to the owner of that record store, somebody from Mendota State Hospital came in and wanted to know who's responsible for this picture facing out onto the street.
Yeah.
And, we're going to get in trouble for this. And the guy at the record store just said, for what? Ruining Ed Gein's good name?
That's a good one. Yeah, exactly. Cool.
As far as I know, we gave the picture back to our friend, who then gave it back to whoever pilfered it. And as far as I know, it was back where it belongs.
Oh wow, interesting.
Before the album ever came out.
Oh, crazy! Wow, that's cool.
But Yeah, that's how we got our hands on it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Illicit, not illegally.
Yeah.
Illicit.
But yeah. Your friend was the one who did the illegal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He took it. Yeah.
No, our friend's friend.
Oh, your friend's friend. Oh, okay. And then he passed. Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
cool.
know why he was handing it out for somebody else to take it, but
Yeah. Yeah. When he knew you guys were had a
yeah,
song,
that's
Ed Gein.
Ed Gein's brain scan,
Yeah.
borrowed from the Mendota
Yeah.
State Hospital,
Cool. Awesome.
mental hospital.
Yeah. Sweet. Cool. And on the label of the record, it's got a picture of Nikita Khrushchev, and it says that he was banned from Disneyland. He was like the only person banned. Is that true, or was that a?
Walt Disney, I think Walt Disney, the man Walt Disney,
Yeah.
banned him, like
Mhm.
forbid him from ever coming to Disneyland.
Really?
It's
That's
kind of
crazy.
meaningless because
Yeah.
he
Seriously,
wasn't
why
going
would
to
he ever
come
want to
to
go?
Los
Yeah.
Angeles. He wasn't going to be
Exactly.
in Anaheim, California.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
But yeah, it was something I did read,
Yeah.
and I remembered it. I can't honestly say if he's the only person ever banned.
Yeah.
At the time, I think I
Mhm.
had reason to believe it to be true.
Yeah. For sure.
But
Cool.
I think Walt Disney banned all leaders of the Soviet Union from
Yeah.
Disneyland. Again,
Yeah.
and when are they going to come to try to go to
I know
Disneyland?
exactly. And why would they go to Disneyland if they ever go to US? That's ridiculous. But this was like kind of the first. Was this the first instance of you guys kind of like, teasing communism or something with your work?
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
I always had sort of a soft spot for Nikita Khrushchev.
Yeah. Cool.
And
Awesome.
his pounding his shoe,
Yeah.
saying that we will bury you, meaning
Yeah.
us.
Oh yeah. Cool.
But I didn't take the Soviet Union lightly. But
Yeah.
Nikita, I just
That's cool. Awesome. Yeah. Did you study politics in college at all, or what did you study in college?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Math.
Math, really?
I graduated from the School of Education to be a high school math teacher.
Wow, that's crazy.
But student teaching reminded me of the horrors of high school children.
Yeah.
I mean, it only been a few years, but I forgot.
Yeah.
I don't want to go be a high school teacher.
Exactly. Yeah.
Teenagers are terrible people.
Yeah.
I didn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
Not as a teacher, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You get the worst of it when you're a teacher. So were you good at writing in school? Like, could you write essays good since you write lyrics and stuff?
Yeah,
That's cool. Awesome.
Wrote. Yeah, I had to take classes that involved writing.
Yeah.
It wasn't all just math.
Yeah.
So I had to do my the report for the class or what have you. In high school, I remember, English teacher had me read Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky.
Oh, really? Wow.
And then write about it.
Oh, geez.
I don't remember what I wrote about it.
Yeah.
But
cool. Yeah. Well, we were at the Brothers Karamazov when I was in like 11th grade, and we had to write a paper about that. That was like the hardest paper I've ever had to write. Yeah.
Dostoevsky's good for one book.
Yeah.
Once you read it,
once you read it, you're like,
his books are all so damn long. Why do I want to read another one?
Yeah, they are, and they're
for other authors to read.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So the first track on Lil Baby Bunting is Cotton Balls, which that's probably like one of my all-time favorite songs in general, and probably my favorite Killdozer song. How did you come up with that riff?
Dan Hobson, drummer, we were in our practice space at the time. But this time we were out of the house that we had.
Yeah.
And we were sharing practice space with several other bands in town.
Yeah.
It's actually an old meat locker.
Oh, really?
That's cool. Yeah. The concept was these are insulated. So it's a great place for bands to practice.
Because your sound.
They were insulated for staying cold.
Not sound was. Yeah.
So thermal insulation does not do anything for sound.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were down in there, and Dan and I, we were just trying to come up with stuff.
Yeah.
And I started playing that bass line, and Dan started drumming.
Yeah.
Kind of a bit off. And he was drumming along, but almost as if he was drumming to something other than what I was playing.
Yeah, it's a weird beat he has going behind the
Yeah.
bass line you guys.
And then one of the guys from the other bands showed up
Mhm.
and just said, hey, that's a good groove you got going. It's like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, all right, we're on to something.
Yeah, when the levee breaks, kind of like has
Exactly.
So I'm guessing Dan was influenced by John Bonham a lot.
Yes.
He's kind of got a Bonham like a chugging sound to his drumming. Yeah,
the big sound, the big
that's
sticks.
awesome.
Dan
for
always
sure.
liked to get like the biggest sticks he
Yeah,
could.
I like the bigger. Yeah, thin.
Big thick sticks.
Yeah, I like hitting my drums as hard as possible. So yeah, cool. And then let's see the
And then
puppy.
once we came up with that, we showed it to Bill later, and
and he was just like,
our
cool.
usual process was coming up with each part one at a time.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Awesome. So he does like, was he just like improvising a lot of the solo-y stuff that he does, or was he like actually planning that out before you guys had recorded it?
He'd improvise, but by the time we recorded it, he came up with how he liked to do it.
That's cool.
So by the time we recorded it, the solo was more or less the way you'd play it the same way each time.
Yeah, cool, awesome. So the puppy, then is that the next song on the album, or is that the third?
I don't know
song?
the order they're in.
Yeah,
sure.
Cool. Well, so it's got a line in it that's always just been like, I don't know, it's always stuck with me. I work at a sausage plant. It makes my clothes stink. Do you remember writing that line at all?
Yeah. Well, the Oscar Mayer factory was in Madison.
Oh, really?
And not that I ever went there, but I was aware of the fact that from people whose parents or grandparents or uncles, what have you, worked there, that they always smelled kind of like pork fat.
Yeah, that's got to be gross.
A bit like smoked meat, but mostly they just smelled like pork fat.
Just death. Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, I work at a burger place now, so I always come home smelling just like frying meat or whatever.
Yeah, my first job when I was in high school was at a place similar to Taco Bell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was a horrible job. I had to fry the taco chips.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
As well as the nachos. So my forearms were always covered with burns.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Grease.
Yeah.
But my clothes always just reeked of the grease that you fry the taco chips.
They do. Yeah. Prior to this job, I worked at 2 pizza places, and like we'd always have to put the pizzas in the oven with like your arms all the way. So yeah, I've got like burns on my arms too. Yeah.
I always had in fact, just burn marks all up and down my arms.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'd have gloves that came up, but they didn't come up far enough. Yeah.
We were never allowed gloves because that was like get the ingredients in there or something stupid like that. So
and I had to wear my own pants. They gave me a smock, but I had to wear my own pants. So they got quickly coated with my brown corduroys that my mom would refuse to put in the washing machine.
Yeah, because
what might happen.
You gotta like hose them off outside before putting them in the washing machine. Yeah, cool. Well, lots of the songs on Little Baby Bunting kind of are about these like crazy horror stories, and I remember in that same interview you were kind of talking about how some of these stories are true. They're about like your neighbors or people in town. So
people we knew, or in the case of the puppy, that was inspired by an article we read in the newspaper about a local biker gang. Biker gang.
Yeah.
They were a motorcycle gang that did not own motorcycles.
Oh, really?
But that was the next
leather
step.
Jackets. Yeah.
That was the next step.
Yeah. Cool.
And it's there was a story about how they killed an initiate.
Oh yeah. Cutting off
the local newspaper actually went into quite some gory detail about how his body was found. So
really,
it inspired.
That's crazy. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, cool. So, other songs.
About the same time, there was a fire. I don't know why we didn't write a song about it. We were watching the TV, and there was breaking news about a fire at a local dairy warehouse.
Oh yeah.
And the reporter was there and reporting about these like rivers of butter. And we just, we got to get out there.
That would have been a great song. Yeah.
Hopped in the car and drove out there just to watch firemen wading knee deep butter.
That's crazy, man.
There was a
Wow,
dairy
that'd have been
warehouse.
an interesting sight to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
I guess I just couldn't come up with good rhymes.
Yeah, for butter, death. Yeah,
Butter.
cool. Another song on there mentions like an exploding grain elevator. Was that a true thing too?
Yeah, not necessarily a particular event, but it was something,
Yeah.
you know, my dad was a truck driver and he
Yeah.
drove in the, not in the Midwest like Wisconsin, but in the plain states, North
Yeah.
and South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa.
Mhm.
They have a lot of grain elevators.
Yeah.
And I know from him and my grandfather, who was also a truck driver,
Oh, cool.
that the grain dust can
Mhm.
cause the elevator to
Yeah,
explode.
that's crazy. That's scary. Yeah. And then going back to the Burl EP, the song Slackjaw also is about like a gruesome train death, like getting crushed between the whatever you call those on the train.
The couplers or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah, or whatever the links things. Which do you think would be worse than to die like an
No, that'd be
exploding?
much worse.
Yeah, that would probably be, yeah, 'cause you're
In the
still
explosion, I think you just probably just
instantly probably
vaporize.
die. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But
Oh,
and that was a story. Our our, our sound man,
yeah.
who was a college friend.
Oh, yeah.
We kept it all very tight.
Hmm.
He told us about that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, wow, that's interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It
Jeez,
inspired
yeah.
a song.
You think he like saw it firsthand or he just heard about it?
I think he just heard about it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He knew somebody it had happened to.
Yeah.
Somebody whose dad,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't remember the
That's
details.
scary. Yeah.
I don't remember how third hand it was.
Hmm.
I never saw it or heard
Yeah.
about it other than from him telling me.
Yeah. That's good. Well, you probably wouldn't.
So,
That'd probably be a
maybe it
little-
never happened.
Yeah, maybe he's
But
one guys. Yeah.
true or not, I made a song of it.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah.
That was a song we could never play live.
Really? Why?
Because Bill did not play along with Dan and me at all.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to the song, Dan and I are playing together.
Hmm.
Bill's playing as if to a completely different, he's in a different time signature.
Yeah.
So we start at the same point, and maybe 17 bars later, we meet again.
Yeah.
And then it was too difficult to do it live.
Yeah. Do you think it was him just not liking the song, or he just couldn't
Oh,
keep
no,
up
no,
with
no.
you guys? Yeah.
He just had this idea,
Oh, yeah. So he just, yeah.
and that's what he did.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, even Pink Floyd couldn't have pulled that off.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's a
Bill
great song.
Hobson
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Well, how long was he playing guitar before you guys formed?
I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah, he's a great guitarist too.
he was playing guitar when I met him.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't think he was ever in a band.
Yeah. What about Dan? Was he in a band before? Oh, well, he was in the band with you.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Before that,
Awesome.
I don't think Dan played drums.
Yeah.
He played saxophone.
Oh, yeah. Cool. That's awesome. I used to play saxophone in like 4th grade. I really wish I kept with it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Dan
Yeah.
played saxophone. I believe Bill played trumpet.
Oh, yeah.
Again, not beyond junior
Yeah.
high.
But yeah, that was school band.
Yeah, and I
Cool.
played a baritone horn.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 11th grade.
Okay, cool.
And then
Awesome.
again on one of the records, whichever record has Gates of Heaven.
Was that
Might be on
uncompromising?
12-point buck.
At 12 point, yeah.
It's got I play a baritone horn on that.
Okay,
Sounds kind of
cool.
like a tuba.
Yeah, it's 12-point buck. I remember that's the album that's got horn on it. Cool. Awesome. So you got a song on Little Baby Bunting called The Noble Art of Self-Defense. And then I know a few years later, Jesus Lizard had a song on their album Liar called Art of Self-Defense. Do you think that was just like a coincidence, or do you think they kind of like took that from you guys?
Was their song about boxing?
I don't know. It sounds, no, I'm getting that confused with Slave Ship. I can't remember. I haven't listened to that album in a while, but I was just wondering if you had any inkling to that.
No,
Oh,
I
cool.
don't know. I suspect it's
Yeah.
just similarity because
Yeah.
it's not a common term about boxing. It's a very
Yeah.
antiquated term.
Yeah.
That's probably
Hoity-toity.
knowing David Yao, we were both
Pugilism.
probably attracted to it for the same reason.
Yeah.
Antiquated
It's pretty funny.
terms.
Yeah.
Fuck our fancy.
Cool. Awesome. And yeah, you saw my Tad posters behind me. I know they were really influenced by you guys, and in particular, Little Baby Bunting. Did you ever like have a relationship, or did you like their music?
I like their music a lot.
Cool.
I don't believe we ever played together. If we did, it might have been in Seattle, where
Yeah.
but don't recall ever playing with them.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Oh, really? Cool.
And I actually don't remember if I've actually met Tad in person,
Yeah.
but we follow each other on Instagram
Cool.
and friends
Awesome.
on Facebook.
Awesome. Yeah. That's cool.
So not really great,
Yeah.
not a relationship like this, but
Yeah. But you guys know each other. That's cool.
we're acquaintances. We like and
Awesome.
respect each other.
That's cool. Very sweet.
And I know he's
Cool.
still involved in music.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing like solo, really cool synth kind of dark sounding like compositions more so than songs these days, which I think are pretty cool. So yeah, but this album came out in 1987, and I think that was a really sick year for Touch and Go Records. What were your favorite albums that were released?
Which one came out in 1987?
Lil Baby Buntin'.
Oh, okay.
Do
Yeah.
you remember any other albums that came out on Touch and Go then that you like really liked? Because I know like Big Black had songs about fucking. Laughing Hyena's first release was that year. Scratch Acid, Berserker EP.
I loved Scratch Acid. They were one of my
awesome.
favorite bands.
Yeah, they're great.
I mean, I do the Berserker. I really liked,
Cool.
especially their version of "Damned for All Time" from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh yeah, for sure. Is that on that EP? Can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I get everything
That's
mixed
cool.
up, even my
Cool.
own.
Yeah.
I always loved the Butthole Surfers.
For sure. Cool.
Big Black.
Yeah.
Laughing Hyenas I hadn't heard.
Yeah, they're more of a newer band that I'm just getting into recently, but they're pretty cool. Saw John Brannon play a few times, but he's an intense frontman. He's scary. Yeah. Cool. So did you guys have any kind of like a relationship or kinship with the other bands?
I think my favorite band of all on Touch and Go,
Yeah.
and they might be one of the most overlooked, is the Digits.
Digits. Yeah, you'd mentioned them earlier. I have not listened to them, but what album should I start with?
Any of them?
Like any of them? Are they that good?
Any
Cool.
of them.
Awesome. That's good. What kind of music are they? They're like similar to you guys, or?
No, they're much more of straightforward rock music.
Oh, really? Cool.
But I mean, guitar, bass, drums.
Yeah.
But no, they would never have fallen in the pig farm category.
Yeah. Gotcha. Cool. So did you have any relationships with the other bands on that label? I know you'd mentioned you guys were all kind of.
Yeah, we would always see each other.
Cool.
I mean, by and large, we lived in different towns.
Yeah.
But I'd see any of them that ever came through. Here I'm forgetting DeCroisen. We're also on Touch.
Yeah.
Anytime any of us would be in the other's town, we'd see each other.
Cool.
I mean, we'd go to each other's shows.
Yeah.
We'd hang out. Scratch Acid, when they came to town, I put on the show.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
And would necessarily make sure Killdozer opened up.
Yeah, that's cool for sure.
We played shows with Big Black in Chicago. I mean,
Awesome.
in Madison.
Yeah.
As well as with DeCroisen.
Cool. Awesome. That's really cool. So speaking of all those bands, you guys also around this time were working on a 7-inch that you put out with David Yao. What was that like? Some of your
No.
Oh,
I put his picture on it.
Oh, really?
And named it Yao.
Oh, but he didn't actually contribute to that album at all, or that single?
Not at all.
Really? Wow, that's
No.
crazy. I thought he cool.
No.
Interesting.
As a picture I took of him
Yeah.
on my porch, we were having a barbecue when Scratch Acid came to Madison.
Yeah.
And they showed up at our house. I was just taking pictures.
Yeah.
Took a whole bunch of pictures. I like that one because he looks like he's pontificating.
Yeah.
Expressing some deep thoughts.
Yeah. That's
And
to
be honest, I just called it Yao because I thought it was a funny name.
Yeah. That's cool. Awesome.
I still think it's a funny name.
It is. Yeah. It's a great name to call it. Yeah. Especially since he didn't even work. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. No, I think we caught him off guard. He was very surprised when he saw it.
Was he flattered or was he like?
He never really said.
Yeah. Cool.
I didn't get his permission to do it.
Yeah.
Now I know, as a lawyer, I know I should have.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. But you guys also put out a 7-inch with Tom Hazelmeyer around this time too. Was he actually worked with you guys on that album though, or that single though,
The
right?
single, yeah.
Yeah.
He played on
Cool.
it too.
Yeah,
So
cool.
he played guitar along with Bill.
Cool. Awesome.
And I think we were just inspired to do it. I think one of the songs was something we had contributed to a compilation
Hmm.
in the UK.
Oh
We're
yeah.
like, who the hell ever saw it? I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like we took one of our best songs and threw it away.
Dang, that sucks.
So we
Yeah.
re-recorded it.
Oh, with him. Cool.
We couldn't just take it and re-release it the same recording.
Yeah,
So we
contract.
re-recorded it and recorded it with
Yeah.
him.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
we liked Tom, so we put it out on his label.
Cool. Awesome. So that's like the only thing you guys put out on Amphetamine Reptile besides like the Melvin split you guys did a few years ago. Was there any
Yes.
reason that you guys didn't put more stuff out on there, or was it just contract stuff?
Just had a great relationship with Touch and
Yeah.
Go.
Cool. That's awesome.
I mean, we had a handshake deal.
Yeah.
I know it blew up with them and the Butthole Surfers,
Yeah.
but we never got so big that
Yeah.
we were happy with the
Yeah.
relationship.
That's cool. Good to
which,
hear.
Boiled down to they paid for all the costs,
Yeah.
and then when a record made money, we got half of it.
That's cool. Yeah. Sounds like a good
So
deal for back then.
they took all the risk, so I
Yeah.
didn't mind that they then took
Yeah.
half of the income.
Yeah. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah. Especially since they like paid for all that. That's cool. All right. So after those 7-inches, you guys put out probably your best known album from the 80s, 12 Point Buck. And I remember it apparently influenced Kurt Cobain to get Butch Vig to engineer Nevermind. So do you think his praise helped you guys at all? Or
It didn't help us. It might have helped us a bit. I'm sure it
Mhm.
did,
yeah.
but it didn't help us with the recording because after that, we couldn't record. We couldn't.
Yeah.
Butch Vig was never available, and his smart studio became too expensive for us.
Geez, really? I was wondering why you guys didn't go back with him. Interesting.
Just
Um,
we couldn't afford the price of his
yeah.
fame.
Guys was yeah, yeah. And then I guess what he was in his garbage band, probably starting around that time, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, cool. So you're busy with that. Cool.
I've heard them. They're fine. I've
Yeah.
heard them on the
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So the first song on that album is New Pants and Shirt, and the intro is like enter the 49 gates of uncleanliness. Did you come up with that, or was that from something?
I read it in a short story
Cool.
by a Yiddish author named Isaac
Oh, really?
Isaac Bashevis Singer,
Cool.
and I have no recollection of what the story was or
Yeah.
what it meant in the story.
Yeah. Cool.
I was
It's
like,
a good-
oh, that's a cool line. I wrote
Yeah.
it down.
That's awesome. Cool.
I wrote it down, and then from there proceeded to write the whole song,
Cool.
which has
based
absolutely
off that
nothing to
one
do
line.
with the story.
Yeah, it's just that's awesome. Cool.
It just
Oh.
gave me, like, that's a good line. I'm going
Yeah.
to use that.
Awesome. Sweet. So while we're on the topic of just like your voice, how did you sing like that and not like just blow your voice out, or did you blow your voice out? Like, 'cause you had this
Early
very
on,
like,
I would regularly blow my voice out,
yeah,
but then eventually I got to where I recognized that, the monitors are my friend.
yeah,
So I'd have my voice up loud enough to actually hear myself while I was singing
cool,
and not have to do it at the top of my lungs.
cool, awesome, yeah. Is there like a technique that you did to sound like that, or that's just kind of like how you're born able to sing like that? It's a very like throaty sounding voice, I guess, or I don't know. I'm not a
a
expert
lot
on-
of beer and coffee.
A lot of beer and coffee, cool.
A lot of coffee in the morning and afternoon, and a lot of
Yeah.
beer in the late afternoon and
Cool.
evening.
Moisten the throat, cool.
Yeah, I cut
Awesome.
back on the beer quite a bit. I still
Yeah.
drink a lot of coffee,
Cool. What about you?
and I've got kind of a raspy voice as
Yeah.
a result of always singing that way.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm surprised you.
That
Yeah,
and being 60 years old.
yeah, for sure. Cool. So yeah, another song on that album is called Lupus, and it's about Flannery O'Connor, and she like her stories are kind of like what a lot of Killdozer songs seem to be about. They're like these crazy, just weird
Yeah,
horror
I think
stories.
there's a different. Yeah, I think is her writing called Southern Gothic, maybe?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, the difference being my stories take place in the Midwest.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Did you ever like read her stuff, or you
Like
just
I know
yeah,
what's that? Yeah, I
yeah,
loved
you read
her.
her?
I
Cool.
mean, I think she wrote short stories exclusively,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
except for A Good Man Is Hard to Find. No, that's a short story
yeah. She
too.
wrote two long novels, but I forget the names of those. But her short stories are what got her
Yeah.
known. Yeah,
And I especially liked A Good Man Is Hard to Find, which
yeah, that is a good one.
I read that for high school English class,
Yeah,
and I was hooked.
yeah,
And I read
yeah,
that like, wow, this is
yeah. I think she was my age when she was writing most of that. She was like 19 when she was doing all that, and she 'cause my first semester of school, I was down in Milledgeville, Georgia, which is where she actually grew up. And it's just crazy to think that some girl in the middle of nowhere just could come up with stuff like that.
yeah. No,
Pretty
I
interesting. Yeah.
still think she's a
Yeah.
phenomenal writer,
Yeah.
and not as difficult as what's his name? Now
Dostoevsky.
my hmm?
Were we talking Dostoevsky or
No, the
yeah.
Southern author whose
Oh,
name is escaping me,
yeah.
and I'm not
I
even
can't.
drinking.
Yeah, I know. I need to read more
Faulkner,
books.
William Faulkner.
William Faulkner. Okay, cool.
He's good too, but he's much more
Yeah.
difficult
Yeah,
than
yeah. He's
Flannery
not as just
O'Connor.
straight to the point. Just
Because
shocking.
Flannery
Yeah.
O'Connor is like, that's straightforward English.
Yeah, yeah,
I can read
exactly.
that.
Cool. Sweet. Yeah,
And I've
all right.
read Faulkner.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
read a book by Faulkner, and that's how I know.
yeah,
It takes a lot more work to read him.
yeah, it does her. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, another song on the 12-point buck is Richard, which that's probably my favorite song on the album. I really like the guitar lick that Bill plays. Do you remember how you guys wrote that song at all?
Musically, no, I can't even remember what the music sounds
Yeah,
like right now. But
yeah,
um, yeah, again, we always did it. One instrument at a time. That one,
yeah.
I'm certain, is one that Bill came up with
Oh,
the
really?
guitar
Cool.
lick,
Cool.
and then whoever somebody would come up with a piece on their own,
Hmm.
usually
Yeah.
sitting on the sofa watching TV,
Hmm.
and then when we get together, it's like, here, see what you can do with
Yeah.
this, and he'd play that
Cool.
stuff, and Dan and I would scrutinize it,
Yeah.
and like sort of jam until we came up with something that
Cool.
worked.
That's awesome. Nice. Yeah. Do you
Um,
remember any song in particular that was just like stand out from doing that or
well, there are a few times, like I remember one time for the Gates of Heaven that I spoke about.
Mhm.
Dan just showed me the notes.
Oh yeah.
He had the bass and he was playing it,
Hmm.
and but that sounds rather pop. I basically I took what he was playing, but
Hmm.
sort of changed the rhythm of it.
Cool.
I played all
Yeah.
the notes in the same order he showed
Yeah.
me,
Just in a different
but
timing.
which ones were long and which ones were short, I altered
Yeah.
that.
Cool.
But that was something Dan came up with that, and then he showed it to
Awesome.
me, and I altered it.
Cool. Nice.
The Lupus song,
Hmm.
I wanted to do a cover of a song by The Association,
Oh yeah.
which we were completely incapable of doing.
Oh, because of like the
And
label wouldn't let you.
no, that's because we didn't have it in us.
Oh.
We couldn't pull it off.
Yeah.
But Bill was asking me why I wanted to do that, and I said,
Hmm.
I like the music. He said,
Hmm.
and Bill just said, well, why don't you just take the bass line
Hmm.
and rearrange it and make your own song? And I did, and that's how we got it with Lupus.
That's crazy. Awesome. Cool. I did not know that.
And to this
Very
day,
cool.
I think I don't remember which Association song that was or
Yeah.
how it managed to produce that bass line.
Yeah. That's
Other
cool.
than I think it's the same
Same.
notes,
Yeah. Awesome.
it's the same
Cool.
chord, but
Yeah. Nice. So this is also the first album you guys didn't put a cover song on. Was that because you were in the works of the Four Ladies Only album, cover album?
yeah, we recorded
Yeah.
them both in the same session, which spanned
Cool.
I think 2 weeks.
Oh, really? Wow. You recorded all the
And
songs from both albums?
we recorded all of them in 2
Wow.
weeks,
That's crazy.
possibly 3. I want to say 2,
Wow. Interesting.
but so we recorded 12-point buck first,
Mhm.
and then we did the For Ladies Only,
Oh yeah.
which the original idea was going to be, we're going to do covers of songs by like Tom Jones
Yeah.
and Frank Sinatra and only to figure out how do you do that with a bass guitar and drums?
Yeah,
you could,
sort of like
but we
whole
didn't.
symphony.
We
Yeah.
hadn't put enough effort into it yet.
Hmm.
So we went down to a used record store that Dan worked at.
Oh yeah.
I just started going through the bins.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
after Butch persuaded us we should do rock music.
Hmm.
So we're just going through the bins.
Yeah.
Hey, here, Bad Company. There's got to be something on here we could do.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
And yeah, so just because it was the same session, we put all
Yeah.
of the covers on the album of Nothing But Covers.
Awesome. Cool.
And the sole purpose of doing American Pie
Hmm.
was that we did this. We released it as 7-inch singles. It was a collection, a box set of 7-inch singles.
Hmm.
American Pie is too long to fit on one side.
Oh yeah.
So you have to flip it over half.
Oh, really? Jeez.
And others. I think the original American Pie was done that way.
Oh, really?
We just thought that's such a stupid way to release something that you expect to be played on the radio.
Yeah.
Which he did. We didn't.
Hmm.
The Don McLean, who wrote American Pie.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
And so that's why we did it.
Cool. And that's
some
become
of the songs,
kind of
some of the songs on For Ladies Only.
Yeah.
We did because we really liked them.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, was there like a particular song that's your favorite?
American
on there?
Pie we did because we hated it.
Oh yeah. Cool.
I still think it's one of the worst songs ever written.
Yeah, I've never heard any version besides you guys' version. So I know, but
the original will make you just want to shoot a hole through the radio.
Oh, really? Geez, wow. Yeah, but that kind of became like you guys' a song that was kind of associated with y'all. Like, Killdozer was known for that song almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think there's also like a video shot for that song, right?
We did it on British TV.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
It wasn't the BBC, and I don't know the different channels.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was some TV show that I'm told by English friends was considered crap by everybody.
Oh, really? You guys played on it?
We played on it along with the Pogues.
Oh, really?
Separate.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and they wanted us to play American Pie.
Mm-hmm.
They would not let us play any of our original songs because
really?
they'd heard them and
they
weren't aware. They were too concerned that no matter what we did, it probably had swearing and obscenities in the lyrics.
Yeah.
Which I kind of thought, well, I can always just blurt out obscenities during American Pie.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't really matter. Cool.
But yeah, they wanted us to do American Pie.
Mm-hmm.
It was an episode about death.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
I don't know what song the Pogues did, but I think all of their songs are about death.
Death, and then, you guys do American Pie.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the idea of us being on the same show as the Pogues, and I like the Pogues quite a bit, but I mean, not exactly the same kind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys are very different musically. So.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, was there a favorite song that you guys covered on the For Ladies Only?
I always like Hush.
Hush, cool.
I like.
Who was that? Who was that?
I
done by
like the way
originally?
we did it.
Cool.
We thought of it as a song by Deep Purple.
Yeah.
But it turns out Deep Purple was doing a cover.
Oh, really?
That's by some guy named Joe South.
Joe South, never heard of him.
I've heard his version. I'm like, man, Deep Purple had to really be inspired to listen to that crap and come up with what they
make their own version. Decided to cover it. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe they were doing the same thing you guys did with American Pie. That's why they were doing that.
It could be. But I really like Bill's guitar playing on it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And I like that was a song where Dan wanted to let's really slow it down.
Yeah.
And I was really like, no, we got to rock.
Yeah.
And ultimately we slowed it down, but then I played my bass double time.
Oh, really?
So, okay, we slowed it down, but I rocked.
You rock, yeah.
At least in my mind, I rocked.
Yeah, cool.
Others might think it's still slow, but
yeah. But yeah, you're playing.
I just played double time.
Awesome.
And
nice.
Other than that, I always get a kick out of listening to the One Tin Soldier.
Oh yeah.
I like the way the original has a flute.
Mm-hmm.
We had Bill whistling.
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering. Yeah, that's cool.
And I get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hush is my favorite on there.
Cool.
I really like some of the sounds we got on Funk 49, which was
it's a great song. Yeah.
Other than that, we did the Conway Twitty song, You've Never Been This Far before, because A, I love Conway Twitty.
Cool.
And B, by the time he was at that point in his career,
Yeah.
everything he did was really sleazy. That's a really
Yeah.
sleazy song.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So you guys, that's
And,
awesome.
I mean, the only thing missing from it is he's not clearly singing to, you know, a girl under the age of 17.
Yeah.
It's a sleazy song.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
But
Awesome.
all the songs were selected because we found them in the bins.
Oh, really? At their
The
local
used
record stores?
record, the used
That's
record
awesome.
store that Dan worked at.
Oh, cool. So he worked at a record store.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Used
Nice.
record store.
A used record store. Cool. What was your job during this kind of time in the band?
I worked at the food service for the university.
Oh, okay.
Which, being the University of Wisconsin, meant
Mhm.
a lot of my work was bartending.
Oh, yeah. Beer and
The
yeah.
University of Wisconsin actually had bars and
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
And I don't just mean selling beer at the
Yeah.
student union,
Mhm.
but I worked at the school of what do they call it? Extension.
Mhm.
And we would host events for doctors, professionals,
Cool.
construction contractors who own their own business, whatever.
Yeah.
They'd have seminars, and then afterwards, they'd have happy hour. I'd be
Mhm.
pouring them the booze.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Well, isn't like Oktoberfest is pretty big in Wisconsin, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's like a lot of German and Polish descendants living in there.
Yeah,
Cool.
especially the Milwaukee area.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, awesome. Well, so yeah, so 12 Point Buck was your last album, and it took like 5 years until Uncompromising War on Art came out. What was going on during that time span?
Bill had moved away. He moved to
Mhm.
Minneapolis, and Dan and I were still in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like a 5-hour drive. Made practicing difficult.
For sure. Yeah.
And he ultimately had a child, became a
Oh, really?
father.
Oh, okay, cool.
And Dan, we had recorded some stuff, but I
Mhm.
think we lost all inspiration.
Oh, once he left, yeah.
So even we recorded with him. He came to Madison. We recorded the stuff. We didn't like any of it.
Yeah.
It was just all like, this music's no good.
Yeah.
Now we're just sort of
Yeah.
as if we're applying the Killdozer formula,
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
opposed to being inspired by anything.
Yeah. That stinks.
And yeah, eventually Dan and I decided to replace him.
Mhm.
And we did it the creepy asshole way, just to say
Yeah.
we replaced him and didn't tell him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or we didn't even offer him a chance to
Mhm.
work with us.
Yeah.
They can't work with
Yeah.
us. So yeah,
Yeah.
we were.
You guys are young, so it's kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
so we started working with Paul Zaguras, who was in another band. We always liked his playing
Cool.
in Madison.
Mhm.
And well, after that, once we started playing with him, it took a year or two to come up with
Yeah.
the requisite album's worth of songs.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you still doing music, playing music at all during this period, or were you kind of mostly working, or?
Well, we were playing shows with Paul. Once Paul joined the band, we
Cool. When did
played
he joined
shows.
in when?
I don't know, 92 maybe.
Oh, okay, cool.
92.
Awesome.
So yeah, Bill, we did a tour in Europe in 1991 or two
Mhm.
with Tom Hazelmeyer filling in for Bill. But that was
Cool.
a Bill Hobson approved substitute.
Oh, really?
They
That's
had
awesome.
the tour set and Bill couldn't go.
Yeah. Mhm.
And we didn't want to just cancel the whole European tour only a month
Yeah.
in advance. So
For sure.
Bill taught Tom the Killdozer songs.
That's awesome. Cool. I
Tom
did not know
refused to
that.
do anything really slow.
Oh, really?
So our
So he
songs
wanted
that
to
were
always just,
really
yeah.
particularly slow and could only be done slow, he refused to do them.
Really?
I believe he
Jeez.
refused to do any of our covers as well.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Although he did show us how to play Kick Out the Jams by MC5.
Oh, that's a great
We
song.
played that regularly.
Oh, nice. Awesome. But that didn't make it onto any albums, though.
No.
Yeah.
But eventually, yeah, then we returned. And
Cool.
that was only meant to be a temporary substitution.
Yeah.
And like I said, Dan and I just did the really creepy backstabbing thing and went behind Bill's back and just said, well, let's just never talk to him again.
Mhm.
Which,
Yeah.
you know, and Bill are brothers, so that didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
And
I think
anyway, we're all friends again now.
that's good. Awesome. Yeah. I know.
They did have the chance to literally stab me in the back if they wanted to, because I did the same thing to Dan.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But now we're all friends.
That's cool. Awesome. I know. I was looking online.
Maybe if I'd gone on to have great success without them.
Yeah, then they would have been. Yeah.
But like, hey, I went on to still have to have a day job, so I don't think they really mind.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So eventually we replaced it with Paul Zaguras, and it took a while to come up with an album's worth of material.
Yeah. Well, you guys really nailed it when you guys came back. It's a great Uncompromising War is probably your most known album for that single, Knuckles the Dog.
I think it has a terrible sound quality.
Well, I was wondering, I was like, that was the first album you guys did without Butch Vig, and it was the only album you did with
with Brian Paulson.
Brian Paulson, yeah.
Who helped us with the mixing of it.
Yeah.
It was recorded with somebody from Smart Studios in Madison. Mm-hmm. We recorded it with not with Butch, but with one of his people.
Yeah.
And even though I'd booked the time at Smart Studios, but whoever was responsible for their calendar forgot to write it down.
Oh, really?
So when it came time, Smart Studios was under construction.
Yeah.
They were remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
So they scrambled and found us we recorded it at a place called Jingles.
Never heard of that, yeah.
It's a place in Madison where they record radio commercials.
Oh, really?
The Jingles.
Jingles, yeah, yeah.
And it was sort of like as if we were in a high school, like in an elementary school classroom.
Weird. And that's where you guys recorded it.
That's where we recorded. And a lot of what we were doing, they kept telling Dan, just get the rhythm.
Yeah.
We'll overdub you in the mix.
Yeah. Weird.
And then we found out how much they were charging.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't tell us. Oh, by the way, we charged twice what we did the last time.
Really?
So
Jeez.
We made them give us the tapes.
Yeah.
And, went to work with Brian Paulson.
Yeah.
At Steve Albini's studio.
Oh, okay, cool.
But all we could give Brian was, here's what we recorded back in.
Yeah.
And it was all recorded with the idea that, don't worry, we'll have you overdub it.
Yeah.
And it'll be bigger then.
Yeah.
But you don't do that at Steve Albini's studio. So
you have to.
What we had.
Yeah. Jeez.
I did go in and re-record some vocals. And,
yeah.
But
well, I noticed.
You just don't go back in and re-record the drums.
Yeah, that's a really hard one to do the same thing twice. But I noticed that's probably a quieter mix, that album, of all your stuff. So
it's because it was a quiet recording.
Yeah, and a jingle meant for recording jingles, not heavy.
Meant for recording, songs about mattresses.
Yeah.
And used cars.
Yeah. Cool. So
not just radio jingles, but radio jingles for local.
So like even like PBS type stuff.
Yeah, the local insurance salesman or the
yeah, cool. But yeah, so during the kind of break you guys had between 12 Point Buck and Uncompromising War, kind of like the whole grunge scene blew up, and I know you guys were definitely influential on a lot of those bands that were in that scene. Did you kind of like that whole genre that happened, or no?
I liked some of it.
Yeah.
I know when we went to tour Europe, Paul and Dan and I tour for the Uncompromising War on Art.
Yeah.
And Kurt Cobain committed suicide after we took off from Chicago, but before we landed in wherever we went to in Europe.
Yeah.
So everybody that ever interviewed us in the European press would always just ask us, how do you feel about the death of Kurt Cobain?
Oh, yeah.
And by this point...
Yeah. I mean, you guys never really knew him, I guess.
Apparently we met him, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody once shared a poster showing like that Nirvana opening for Killdozer at a show in Tacoma.
Oh, really?
Wow. I don't recall it ever happening.
Yeah.
It turned out it didn't ever happen.
Oh, it was just weird. Yeah.
Apparently the promoter decided, oh, this venue is too small. And booked us. We played there several weeks later in a theater with the Melvins.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
But anyway,
Yeah.
That was back in the day when
Cool.
Nirvana would open for
Yeah.
Killdozer. I'd be
That's
amazed
cool.
at all of the people that
Yeah.
went on to big
Yeah.
status success
Yeah.
opened for Killdozer.
That's cool. Yeah. What other bands can you remember
Oh,
that
there's
did
the
that?
Melvins,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Urge Overkill.
yeah. You guys did the Urge over Killdozer like combined band on that one compilation. You remember that?
Yeah, that was sort of a goof.
Oh yeah.
We recorded that with Steve Albini.
Mm-hmm.
That was the song Evil Woman by Crow.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
people mistakenly think it's a Black Sabbath song.
Oh yeah.
Black Sabbath covered it.
From Crow. Interesting.
It's a Minneapolis band called Crow.
Wow, really? That's crazy.
Yeah, but we did it. Steve Albini credited our work with making him despise a song he once loved.
Really? That's pretty funny.
At one point, somebody in Urge Overkill was complaining, this sounds like we're playing 1980s guitars through 1980s amplifiers. And Steve Albini just said, you are.
That's pretty hilarious. Wow.
But
cool.
the Ed Roser from Urge Overkill and I both played trumpets.
Oh wow.
We played the trumpets. The two of us played trumpet on that song. It was supposed to be kind of a duet. But the thing is, we both played trumpet when we were in elementary school.
Yeah.
Trying to play a trumpet when you haven't played the trumpet for 20 or 30 years. It'd be like, in high school, I could bench press 250.
Yeah,
exactly. I do it now that I'm 45 years old. And you kill yourself.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
It took no time at all before both of us, our lips just went entirely numb.
Oh yeah.
We could do to make a sound at all.
Yeah.
Which is why if you listen to it, the trumpets sound absolutely awful.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if that was like for a part of the sound to make it sound a bit funny, but
no,
it was literally
numb and we couldn't.
Wow.
I can't do another take. I can't pull my lips anymore.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to be a horn player
to
really get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never tried. I always wanted to try trumpet, but I never got around to it. But yeah.
I don't know where the trumpet came from either, but now that I think about it, it's really pretty gross. We were both playing the same trumpet.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's gonna.
I'm sure we, pour some alcohol over that mouth.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
It was all sterile.
Yeah. You guys knew each other. It's fine. Cool.
Jesus Lizard opened up for us sometime.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Yeah. Which do you like?
And then it turned around that we were opening for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Which band did you like more, Jesus Lizard or Scratch Acid?
Scratch Acid.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite bands.
That's all. Yeah. I really wish they recorded more.
Yeah. Jesus Lizard, I like. Like them quite a bit, but it's just not the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's cool. It's I think the one problem Killdozer had for our lack of success is we never stopped doing the same thing.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's good because a lot of bands, they kind of like try something else and maybe it doesn't work. But you guys just always had the consistent, like, you know what to expect, which is, I think, good for certain bands.
Yeah, it's sort of the only way we knew how to play music.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you guys I think it's cool how you guys definitely have. I could hear like a few seconds of one song and be like, oh yeah, that's Killdozer. So, not a lot of bands that I think I could do that with, but yeah, you guys are definitely one, which is cool.
Anytime I ever tried to actually sing.
Yeah.
Without the gravel.
Yeah.
The guys, including Butch Vig, would shut me down.
Really?
Okay, that's nice, Michael. You're proving you know how to sing. Okay.
Really?
You're proving you can hit the notes. Now give us that old Michael Jackson. Michael Gerald.
Cool. Michael Jackson. Yeah, very different. Cool. But yeah, so during that grunge scene, what bands did you like kind of in that genre?
I liked Tad. I loved Mudhoney.
That's cool.
I was a sucker for the first Pearl Jam record.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's a good rock record. Yeah.
And I never bought anybody's albums.
Yeah.
But I also really liked Alice in Chains.
Yeah, they're awesome. Cool.
Especially the Man in the Box.
Yeah, that's a good song for sure. That was like the first song I think I heard of theirs. So.
Yeah. But I think Mudhoney to me was really, that was what grunge was all about.
Yeah,
They might have
for
even
sure.
been the band that was first termed grunge.
Well, I think yeah, the Green River band, which Mark was in before
Yeah.
Mudhoney, yeah, that was like the first. But yeah, that's cool. I know you were mentioning how you guys got your name. I think Mudhoney got theirs in a similar way. Like they took it from some B movie that was just like
Yeah, might
yeah,
have been
late
a James
'60s or
Bond
something.
movie, but no.
I can't
Now,
remember. It
Pussy
was
Galore
like
is from a James Bond movie. But
oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think a character in a James Bond movie.
yeah,
Yeah, cool.
Mudhoney was a character in something. Or
Yeah,
maybe a
yeah,
movie. Might have even been a
yeah.
porno movie.
I think that's more along the lines of what it was. I think
It might have been a Russ Myers film,
probably so.
which
That
was
that
sort of
name rings a
like
bell. Yeah,
arty porno.
yeah, yeah. Definitely cool. Awesome. Did you play any shows with Mudhoney ever?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we might have played with them in either Seattle or Tacoma.
Cool. Awesome. Nice. Yeah.
Well, at the time we were playing with the Melvins,
Yeah.
Matt Lucan was
Mhm.
their bass player. He went on to be the bass player of
He's a
Mudhoney.
goofy guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a goof. He was
Yeah.
the standout.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He was the most easiest to remember of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you follow him on Instagram now at all?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's.
I mean, I do follow him
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
as he is.
Sometimes he is. Yeah. Absolutely.
We all stayed with. In fact, we all stayed with the Melvins at their parents' homes in Aberdeen.
Oh,
Michigan.
really? That's cool.
Yeah. Remember,
pretty
Bill
cool.
and I stayed at with Dale's parents.
Oh,
Dale's
yeah.
parents.
Cool. Awesome.
I don't remember whose parents Dan stayed with.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so getting
For the
to
good boys, they love their
yeah.
parents.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. All right, so yeah, prior to Uncompromising, I know we were talking about Nikita Khrushchev a bit, but this album kind of goes like on Wikipedia, you guys are like the first thing, it's like a political-ish band that talks about politics, but it really didn't happen until this record. And it's not even like the full thing, it's just like certain songs kind of have like references to like anti-capitalism stuff.
Yeah, we made it a communist thing after
yeah.
the fact.
Cool, yeah. So, well, one of my friends, he was like wondering if you guys were actually proponents of that or.
No, there was after
yeah.
there's somebody in the UK, Touch and Go in the UK, Robert Tennant,
Yeah.
who I think helped us in the brainstorming.
Mhm.
But it was his idea, or if he was just helping us come up with it. The idea that, you know, this was after the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, I forget that.
So we just thought, you know, why it'd be really genius now to use communism as a marketing scheme.
Yeah.
And that's
cool,
what, we really thought it was funny.
That's
to
cool.
use
It's
communism
great,
as a marketing scheme.
For sure,
as a capitalist marketing scheme.
Yeah, yeah.
After communism had utterly collapsed.
That's great, yeah. And then like the cover art's like this propaganda.
And then we knew a lot of, in Madison, we knew college students and people who just hung around the college.
Yeah.
Even when they were in their 30s and 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Who just adamant communists.
Yeah.
I knew that footnotes are really a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, we decided the liner notes have to have excessive footnotes.
Yeah, for sure.
And I went to the local library where they have physical card catalogs still at the time. And was just going through. I might have just gone to C for communism. I was just coming through with, you know, obviously communist book titles.
Yeah, cool.
And just making up quotes.
Cool. Yeah.
And
awesome.
and made up. How many footnotes are there? I don't. Dozens.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Is that how you also?
I just you know, just hammered square pegs into round holes.
Yeah. Cool. Is that how you also came up with the title of the record? Because that's another kind of mouthful.
Yeah, and that's how. Well, yeah, the title came up with. We knew that Joseph Stalin had waged an uncompromising war on art.
Yeah, back then.
And something else. I think I had a book of Soviet propaganda posters.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
and somewhere in there was a mention. One of them was translated as referring to the dictatorship of the proletariat.
Proletariat, yeah.
So yeah,
That's
put them
cool.
together.
Yeah, got it opposites attract. That's pretty cool.
And the artwork is an actual Soviet poster.
I was wondering, yeah, it looks very propaganda.
That didn't say uncompromising war out of the
Yeah.
We added that.
Added that. That's cool. Awesome. So you guys kind of have like a hit off that record, Knuckles the Dog Who Helps People. That's kind of like your most known song, at least Google says so. Was that based off a real story, or was that kind of just another like made up?
I just made it up as every ridiculous thing I could think of.
Yeah.
Like it's all just like ridiculous stereotypes people have about puppy farms and the evils of horse racing and dog racing. And you see local news stories are supposed to make you feel good about the dogs that go to comfort children with cancer
with missing legs and stuff,
elderly people in the nursing home.
Yeah.
So it was all just every ridiculous thing I could think of.
That's cool.
And thrown together in a way that it rhymed.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I gotta say, my friends literally, I don't know if this is true
and the whole idea of writing down to it even being called Knuckles, which I'll credit my wife.
Oh yeah.
My girlfriend at the time for thinking of Knuckles as the dog.
Oh yeah, the dog's name. Cool.
The writing the lyrics, the whole idea was this is gonna make Dan and Paul laugh.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, it made me laugh kind of just like hearing all the different funny things in it. But my friend, he told me that he cried when he listened to it for the first time. He said it was like super sad because I guess it was a dog dying, but yeah. But yeah, that's cool that you guys, it was for funny. That's awesome. So let's see.
I mean, how ridiculous is it to think that somebody would pay an assassin to kill a blind boy in a wheelchair?
Yeah, exactly. For sure. All right. So this was the first record with Paul. Did his playing change any aspects about how you guys approached music or songwriting?
Yeah. But how so? He had a completely different like approach to music. He's a bit more of a metalhead.
Yeah.
And I mean, even right down to even playing what I thought of as a repulsively heavy metal guitar.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was it like Flying V or something?
That wasn't that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But he also had a Stratocaster, so that was okay.
Cool. Yeah.
But I mean, and also just the fact that, unlike Bill, none of us, we didn't grow up with Paul. We only just kind of met him.
Oh yeah. Wait, so he introduced you to Paul?
No. Just Bill was somebody that Dan grew up with. Oh, you guys grew up. Yeah. I knew him since high school. So but we all had kind of the same background.
Yeah.
Paul, we just invited him to join Killdozer.
Yeah. Cool.
And then would tell him, but don't worry about sounding like Killdozer.
Yeah.
Don't worry about sounding like Bill. I want you to sound like you.
Yeah. Cool.
But short of that, it was still the one of us would come up with something and the rest of us, the other two would play along.
Cool. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah. So I guess was Paul in any other bands prior to Killdozer? Or how did you guys meet him?
He was in a Madison band called the Burning Ernies.
Burning Ernies? Okay.
But cool. Another band, I can't even remember the name, but they were Madison bands.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't think they ever recorded or played outside of town.
Yeah, for sure. So like we said, this was produced by Brian Paulson instead of Butch Vig, and that mainly had to do with the costs and just him not having time to help you guys.
Yeah, but we just couldn't afford to keep working with Butch.
Yeah,
Butch wasn't available.
Yeah.
Because now, thanks to Nirvana, he was going to New York and to the West Coast to record bands instead of them coming to Smart Studios. And we couldn't afford the rates. Yeah,
that's crazy. But you guys got Steve Albini to produce the next record, even though he also did a Nirvana album. Did his costs not change, or was he kind of just like friends with you guys?
A different approach, a different set. I mean, of
cool.
But first off, he refused to. He wouldn't let us call him producer.
Oh, really?
He
He's an
recorded it.
engineer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked him, well, what's the difference? And he said,
Yeah.
producers get paid a lot more.
Yeah.
So he didn't like the idea of sticking his fingers in another band's, ideas.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. Yeah. I know he would like always take, the first take is what you're doing. So I've heard with Steve Albini. Yeah. So was that kind of like stressful?
Recording at his house. So
Yeah.
it was actually really refreshing.
Yeah.
His studio was in his house at the time.
Oh, cool.
It had separate rooms,
Yeah.
but it did not involve like isolation booths.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see in the real studios.
Yeah.
This was a real studio.
Cool. Awesome.
But it was much more. It required us to be much more involved than we had been. Yeah. Our involvement, like in the mix, working with Butch by the end, was just like, well, that sounds really cool, Butch. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Cool. Did you feel like you learned a lot of mixing skills through?
I learned no mixing skills at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to teach myself how to mix and stuff. So I'm trying to get better with each record, but it's like a hard thing to do, especially with just like minimal equipment.
I am going to have to get back to my work.
Okay. How much time do you think you have left?
I don't know, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do some. All right. Let's see. So we went through that. I'll just quickly look through here.
Because I think we've been on for about 2 hours now.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Crazy. Cool. All right. So, all right. After, why was this the last studio album that you guys did? God Hears the Pleas.
I broke up the band.
Yeah. Was that just because you guys just kind of stopped liking it, or?
Eventually, Paul and I unceremoniously replaced Dan. With Dan. Dan became a father.
Yeah. Okay.
So he couldn't tour anymore.
Yeah.
And again, the creepy asshole move. Paul and I just replaced him. We replaced him with Eric Tunnison from DeCroisen.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Did he play on that last record?
No, Dan played on the last record.
Yeah.
And we toured for it.
Yeah.
But so we replaced him with Eric. We did some more tour. We added a second guitar player, so we were actually a four-piece.
Cool.
And then along the way, I found out I had a hernia, needed surgery.
Oh, really?
And that opened my eyes to the prospects of maybe I should get a job that has health insurance.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
And then we went on our very last tour with Eric on drums and Jeff Ditzenberger on the second guitar and Paul Zagulis.
Yeah, cool.
And we did record our second to last show in Milwaukee live and put that out. Frank Kozik put it out.
Oh, yeah?
On Man's Ruin.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, the Last Waltz.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's a good lineup.
That was our very last show.
Yeah.
Except for the show we played the next night.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So it was our second to the last show ever.
Yeah. Cool. And then you guys reunited in the mid-2000s for the Touch and Go anniversary celebration. And it was all the original dudes from Killdozer. Why was it all the originals and not like Paul come back or something?
It just seemed like a nice thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys had made up by then?
No, we made up for that.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah. Touch and Go reached out to me and asked if we could do it. And I just said,
yeah.
I'd imagine Dan and they asked us they'd like it to be the original lineup.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I said, if they don't, I would imagine they'd sooner kill me than get back on stage with me, but I'll ask.
Yeah.
And well, by way of asking him, I apologized to Dan for the way I treated him.
That's good, yeah.
So. And then he said he appreciated that and he'd like to do it.
Cool.
And I apologized to Bill for the way he treated him. And he said, he just kind of said, well, it's not like I went on to find success, so he didn't mind anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
And they all both agreed it'll be fun.
Cool.
But
that's awesome.
And we played a few more shows, maybe a dozen more shows, but Dan still lives in Wisconsin and Bill and I live in California. So not very easy to
Cool.
sustain it.
Do you ever hang out with Bill? Just grab a cup of coffee or sometime?
On occasion,
Cool.
he works on a TV show at a studio that's a few blocks, well, maybe a mile from my house.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So his hours are such that we can't get together very often.
Yeah, no, working on a studio all day. Yeah.
But yeah, We'll get together and
Cool.
now and then have lunch. Or the
Cool.
pandemic's kind of put a kibosh on it.
Yeah, definitely for sure. So yeah, all right. Well, I'll just ask a few more questions. So so you're a lawyer now? How'd you get into doing that?
I went to law school.
Oh, cool. When was it? Like early 2000s or?
Yeah, I was a class of 2001.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Now, after I broke up, well, first off, I should be clear. I didn't break up Killdozer. I quit Killdozer.
Yeah.
I told
The Vokey we quit
the
for.
other guys, guys, you're welcome to keep it going. Who cares
Yeah.
if there's not a single original member?
Mhm.
But they didn't want to.
Yeah.
But then I went and worked at a couple of ad agencies,
Awesome.
just doing artwork,
Cool.
like, layouts.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
And that was kind of piss poor pay. I don't have a degree in art.
Yeah.
Right? So I was doing art, but
Mhm.
effectively I was a secretary moving around pictures as opposed to
Yeah. Yeah.
I was doing craft work on an Apple computer.
Yeah. Cool.
And it didn't pay well.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to law school.
Cool.
But at first I was thinking, if I want to really get paid well in advertising,
Yeah.
go to an art school.
Yeah.
But I had nothing that would actually apply to that.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
a high school background.
Yeah.
So art school, that's going to take 4 years.
Yeah.
And I
you
might
get to,
find
yeah.
out that law school takes 3.
Oh, really? Cool.
So
Sweet.
I went to law school.
Cool. Awesome.
And
Yeah.
the Santiago Durango, the
Oh,
guitar
yeah.
player from Big Black,
Yeah.
he was a
Make it
lawyer,
bigger, yeah.
and he
Oh, really?
wrote like a letter of recommendation for me.
Oh, really? For this company you work at now?
So I got into law school.
That's awesome. Cool. Nice. Does anybody that you work with know that you're in Killdozer?
They tend to find out.
Yeah.
Since I graduated, there's like a 14-year gap between college,
Yeah.
graduation, and law school.
Law school. Yeah.
That that's a big gap that has to be
Mhm.
explained on my resume.
Yeah. Cool.
And so I have Killdozer on my resume.
That's cool. It's cool. Not a lot of people could say that.
Yeah. I think
Cool.
I refer
Well,
to myself
yeah.
as the manager.
Yeah.
Since,
Band manager. Yeah.
that's more impressive to a
Then,
law
yes,
firm than
yeah.
I was the singer.
Yeah, for sure.
I had to show off
Cool.
my skills.
Yes, your management style. Nice.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't done music, do you think you'd have been a math teacher, or what do you think you would have done instead?
No, I probably would have been, I don't know what I might have been, an engineer or a
Cool.
mathematician, not a math teacher.
Yeah.
The only reason I wound up going to the School of Education
Yeah.
was it had easier foreign language requirements
Okay, cool.
than the regular
Yeah.
university.
Cool.
So yeah, I went to become a teacher because I was lazy.
Cool. Teach. Cool. Awesome. Well, all right. We'll wrap up here by asking, is there any modern music that you like, or what music do you listen to now?
I listen to the radio,
Oh, yeah.
satellite radio and
Yeah.
regular radio.
Cool.
I mean, if I were to name modern bands that I like, I realize, yeah, but
they're
they
like
were
from
actually
20 years
modern
ago.
10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah,
not
I know. I
modern
still get,
anymore.
yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, and so a lot of times if I hear songs like I'll sometimes listen to the radio station for
Mhm.
the Loyola College here in
Yeah.
Los Angeles,
That's cool.
but they're like college radio stations always been. They'll play
Yeah.
like 18 songs
Yeah.
before anybody bothers
Yeah.
to tell you what
And then
the
they're always
song
just like,
was.
that was this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no,
I
it's literally, yeah.
yeah, well, I really like this. I'll never
Cool.
find out who it was.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. It's always a weird experimental stuff. Cool. All right. Well, let's see. Last one. What are your dogs' names, and why are there so many toilets just on the street in LA?
Dogs. My current dogs' names are Lolly,
Lolly,
Lila, and
Lila,
Dougal.
Dougal. Okay, cool. I like those names.
We named
They're
Dougal
all-
after, for anybody that knows the British TV show Father Ted, We named Dougal after Father Dougal McGuire.
Father Dougal. Okay, cool. Awesome. They're all the same
Ollie
type
and
of dogs,
Lila,
right?
we just thought those were good names.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Nice.
The toilets, there's a lot of people remodeling their houses.
Yeah.
And when they replace their toilets, I don't know where they think that toilet's going to go.
Yeah, just put it on their
But they
front
just
lawn.
put it outside by the curb and it stays there
That's
for
so
weeks.
weird. That's hilarious.
Like,
That's crazy.
you own this house. Why do you want your toilet sitting
Yeah,
in
in your front yard.
Like, you don't
Yeah,
seem
for
to
people
care.
walking by. Cool.
I don't know. What do they think? Like the people that come around picking through the trash looking for aluminum cans might.
Yeah.
Oh, an old toilet.
Giant toilet. Yeah. Yeah, he was gonna carry that. So
And I mean, I had remodeling done in my house.
yeah.
Hauling away the stuff was part of the project.
Yeah. Not just leaving
I
it
didn't
out
leave
there.
anything
Yeah.
out on the curb. So
Exactly,
again,
yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to say or something that I missed that you wanted to clarify or anything?
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good. Thank you. Yes. Well, all right. Well, I wanted to thank you for being so cool and letting me do this interview. I know there's not a lot of documented Killdozer stuff, and
You're welcome.
yeah, yeah. And this is like my first interview, so thanks for if I was
Okay.
awkward or whatever.
gotta-
Thank you for bearing through
I got to
it.
do my work for billing clients. Who, by the way, let me get this out there.
Yeah.
My billing rate is $1,060 an hour.
Really? Wow.
I
That's
could never
crazy.
say that in Killdozer.
Yeah. Exactly. That's awesome.
And also,
Cool.
I don't get that. The law firm
Oh,
does.
yeah. Cool. Yeah. Do you want to tell people your card or something, or if you're in LA and you need a lawyer, go to Michael Gerald.
No, actually, I don't.
Oh yeah. Cool.
I do that, then I start getting
Lots of calls.
obscene
Yeah.
and scary.
Yeah.
emails
True
at
that.
work.
Yeah.
So no.
So best to not. Cool.
Yeah. I realized, wait, that happened once before. No, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Michael. I'm sure I'll send you this video link once it's up, and you can keep
And
in
I won't-
touch in some way.
Okie dokie.
Cool. All right. Thanks.
Fun watching you, following you.
Yeah.
on,
Thank you for
Instagram.
clearing some stuff up with me. Cool.
Okay,
All right.
bye-bye.
It's good talking. Bye.